as an independent insurance agent dedicated to serving you. Tenninger Insurance, Plymouth Street, Lamars.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
Galen Catholic School, excellence in education, leadership through Christ. For information, check their website at galencatholic.org.
Campbell's Lawn and Landscape is a proud supporter of local athletics. Hard work and determination is what leads to success, and just like the team, Campbell's Lawn and Landscapes believes the same with their business. Give them a call today at 540-5434.
Get a special loan rate from Northwest Bank. Take a vacation, buy a car, or consolidate debt. Use the equity in your home for what you want. Northwest Bank's home equity line of credit special of 4.99% annual percentage rate fixed for 18 months, then variable rate thereafter. Currently 5% APR. This offer is available for a limited time to qualified borrowers. Stop in or call 800-678-4105 for details about credit costs and terms. Apply online at nw.bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Commitment you can bank on.
Success is born of skill and team. Like the teams playing, CNOS has combined award-winning skill and teamwork into the premier medical facility in the region. For the areas of joint, bone, muscle, nerve, and brain are treated with the skills of comprehensive care from a team of highly trained experts. And CNOS takes care of many of the student athletes in Siouxland. CNOS is proud to bring you this game. Go to cnos.net to learn more.
It's now time for high school football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
He gives it to Doherty, who has a hole straight up the middle and into the end zone for another Bulldog touchdown.
High school football.
That one's picked off again. It's David Lusing, keeps his footing. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Lusing gets a block all the way into the end zone for another pick six touchdown.
With all the action, here's KLEM Sports Director Daniel Versteeg.
And a very pleasant good Friday evening, high school football fans, and we welcome you out to Storm Lake. And what a big week it is for high school football, especially in the upper classes, as Class 4A begins district play. The final 5 weeks of the regular season, some of the biggest games for the Class 4A, 3A, and some of the 5A schools as well as they play group play. Welcome into our broadcast here tonight of Lamar's Community Football, everybody. Daniel Versteeg with you. We'll be joined by Gabe Davis later on. Ken Vigdahl, the head coach of the Bulldogs, will also join us here on our pregame coverage. Again, it's a big contest here tonight for Lamar's Community. They came out of non-district play with a 3-1 record. Coach Vigdahl was saying, hey, if we can go 2-2 and then take care of business in district play, we'll be sitting pretty well come the postseason seeding times and stuff like that. But the Bulldogs came out 3-1. What an outstanding win it was over a top 10 3A team in MOC Floyd Valley last week. Giovanni Kabongo was the hero with his leg, booted through a 41-yarder to win the ball game with 5 seconds left in regulation. Not only did he win the contest, but he also set a new school record in the process, the longest field goal ever made by a Lamar's community football player. But now the Bulldogs, again, the games take that little extra bit of significance. Obviously, you don't want to spit on the 3-1 record and say those games don't mean anything. They obviously do. But now these district contests, if you start off 0-4 and finish 5-0, you're going to get a good seeding in the playoffs. That's how big these district games are to these classes of high school football. And the Bulldogs have that started tonight as they take on the Storm Lake Tornadoes to open district play. Lamar's has 3 of their 5 district games on the road. Of course, they're at Storm Lake this week. They'll be home against Webster City for homecoming next week. They are at Denison Schleswig the following week. Spencer comes to town the second to last week of the regular season, and then the Bulldogs will head to Fort Dodge take on the Dodgers in Week 9. But it starts here tonight against the Storm Lake team who's fallen on some tough times. The Tornadoes are 0-4 to start the year. 3 shutout losses to begin the year, but can you really blame them either? Look at that schedule at Esterville Lincoln Central. The Midgets always pose a great competition. Then the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A football in OABCIG came to town. Yeah, that's not going to go over well for most teams. And then you head to Orange City to take on a good MOC Floyd Valley squad. That doesn't go well for a lot of teams until the Mars beat them last week. And then you head down to Carroll. A long drive. It takes a while to get there, and then you come out flat, and things go by the wayside. And so that's been the first 4 games for the Tornadoes. Obviously, you can look at it from the outside and say, yeah, this is going to be a bad football team. But Coach Vigdahl knows you can't overlook any opponent, no matter what that record said, no matter what the scoreboard said the last few weeks. This is a team you have to give your respect to, because he knows better than anybody that as soon as you don't give that respect to a opponent of yours, you're going to be in for a really bad time. And so the Bulldogs need to make sure they take care of business. As Coach Vigdahl talked about in our pregame, he said this is the best football team they're going to play Friday night. So they got to make sure they take care of business here tonight. Lamar's will look to do that, obviously, offensively. The Bulldogs did a nice job moving the football last week. They did enough to win the contest, of course, scoring that touchdown to go up in the fourth quarter. They gave up a score and a 2-point conversion to fall down by 1 later on. But again, obviously, Giovanni Kabongo is going to get the heroics as he should for making the field goal. You also got to give a little props to the offense for getting him close enough to be able to make that field goal. Now, granted, with the power he had on that kick specifically, the offense just needed to get him to about midfield or so, and he would have been just fine. But, hey, you get him a little closer. As Coach Vigdahl says, give him the confidence to be able to make that kick, and he drilled it. Because you also got to remember, Giovanni's only a sophomore. I mean, it feels like he's just been a solid kicker for 5-6 years, but he's only a sophomore. We still got 2.5 more years of Kabongo kicking the football around here at Lamar's community. On the defensive side, the last quarter, that drive given up by the Bulldog defense is not going to sit pretty with Lamar's head coach Ken Vigdahl, but they ended up getting the job done. They stood strong enough, and they did an outstanding job getting into the backfield, as they do each and every contest with their defensive ends in Carson Ott and Alex Allen. Those two are having an outstanding start to the season. In their 4 non-district games, those two have combined for a stat line of 35 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, and 5.5 sacks with 2 fumble recoveries in there. I mean, these are defensive ends that a lot of teams would kill to have on their defensive line, just one of them on the defensive line. The Bulldogs got both of them, and they are an outstanding weapon for the Lamar's community defense. Taking a look at Storm Lake, again, 3 shutout losses start of the year. The Tornadoes got back on the right track with a couple of scores last week against Carroll. But again, just moving the football has been a struggle for the Tornadoes. They are averaging under 100 yards of offense per game. But when they do move the football, it's because of their quarterback, Josh Steffen, who's having as good a year as you can ask for out of the quarterback spot, considering all the scenarios. 183 passing yards and a passing score that went to Trevor Turner. And then he also ran it into the end zone. He's run for 43 yards and a touchdown in 4 games this season. So again, if you're coming into this ball game and you're wearing a Lamar's football uniform and you say, yep, this is going to be an easy 56-0 blowout, Coach Vigdahl doesn't want you on the sideline. He says you got to respect every team that you match up with. Again, this is the best football team that Lamar's will be facing on this Friday night. And we'll hear from Coach Vigdahl all about what's going into this contest, how he's getting the Bulldogs to respond to that mentality. Because that's the other thing, too, convincing high schoolers that they, have to be on against a team that, just taking a surface look glance at them and saying, yeah, we'll win. Convincing them that you got to, still play strong 4 quarters of football. It's not the easiest thing. So hear how Coach Vigdahl did that and what he's expecting out of this Storm Lake Tornado offense and defense, and what the Bulldogs will need to do to combat both of those phases of the contest. That's coming up on our Friday Night Football pregame show. Of course, throughout the night, we'll have updates of the other 2 district games. It is Denison Schleswig taking on Spencer. Fort Dodge matches up with Webster City. That's going to be a big contest as to who of those two will be towards the top of the district right away. Of course, Lamar's will be contending for those top couple of spots, and then you can't leave out Spencer either. There's such a competitive district. We'll get you try and keep you up to date on those two games, as well as the Plymouth County contest. We've got a couple of homecoming games. Galen Catholics at home against Akron Westfield. Hinton with a big homecoming game. The Remsen, St. Mary's, MMCRU, all with their homecoming contest. So let's get a break. We'll come back. Ken Vigdahl joins us after this. You're listening to Bulldog Football right here on KLEM.
Connected Electric South is your electrical headquarters for residential, commercial, and agriculture. Call for a free quote today at 546-5062. Call Connected Electric South for all your electrical needs. 546-5062.
Hi, Jessica G.
Well, hello, Libby Lexus.
I'm so excited to get the spa treatment at Easy Clean Car Wash. My owner knows how much I love the soft water. Oh, and the quick massage just makes my bumpers tingle.
And the blow dry is to die for. It always leaves my exterior sleek and shiny.
My owner bought me a year pass so I can have the spa treatment anytime I want.
Hey, ladies. Ooh, nice tires.
Oh, Mickey Mustang, you're such a player.
Easy Clean Car Wash. Give your car the spa treatment today. 12th Street east of Hy-Vee, Mars.
Klein Insulation can provide you with a complete insulation system for your attic, crawl spaces, and foundation walls. Call Kyle with Klein Insulation at 540-5691. That's 540-5691.
Colbeck Incorporated is proud to support local high school athletics. They encourage you to play hard and play smart and always show good sportsmanship. Best of luck from your friends, Brian, Kevin, and Wayne Colbeck.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and four walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Focus, determination, and teamwork are just a few qualities needed to succeed in sports and in school. At Northwest Bank, attention to these same qualities is important to us. Our goal is to provide you with the best products and banking solutions. Best of luck, athletes, and keep reaching for your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Tegan Kazel, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to our Friday Night Football pregame show here on 1410 AM and 96.9 FM. It's KLEM. Daniel Versteg with you, and we are chatting with the head coach of Lamar's Community Football. It's Coach Ken Vigdahl. Now 3-1 after non-district play. That big 2-point victory at home against MOC Floyd Valley last week. Awesome win. And the Bulldogs now heading into district play tonight against Storm Lake. But first of all, Coach, something that's been really all there all season for you guys is the fight that your team has showed, whether it's against Sergeant Bluff Luton, whether it was against MOC last week, whether it was in the other two games as well. You guys have shown a lot of fight in the contest. We obviously get to see that under the lights. You get to see them during practice. What has been, evident about your guys' fight maybe in a practice scenario?
Well, I just think it's just our expectations, and we live by the mantra, pound the stone, but under that is the number one thing is tough people win, and they hear that every day, and they, come out to practice, and we have one-on-ones, and we do some inside run drills and team, obviously, and it's all about just being physical, being tough, and it's a mindset, and they just hear it every day, and it just kind of, after you hear something enough, you kind of turn into that person, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, here we go, and, with all of that said and all the things that we do in football and outside of football, it is still just something to see how hard they fight in a game, like the two that you mentioned, and even the two that, one we had a pretty successful win and the other one we had a loss, but they just never stop, and that's the key term there is they just don't stop and they just keep coming at it, and and it's just ways of finding ways to win. Last week we had to go down and score with a minute left, and Giovanni had to kick that 41-yard field goal, and that's all of that just compiles of what we talk about all the time.
And, I wanted to talk about Giovanni a little bit. I mean, when you talk about football, special teams usually gets the butt of the jokes, whether it's the entire phase of the game or it's the players that play on special teams. But obviously for you, there can't be any jokes there. You guys won a game because of it. With that kick being from as long as it was in a pressure scenario, things like that, does that give you more confidence in Giovanni, say, in a future scenario in which maybe you need to score 3 in the third quarter, you guys are 40 yards away, and hey, he can get the job done?
Yeah, it really does. We started out, and we kind of talked about this on Saturday, where, last year it was like, we got to get to the 20. If we can get to the 20, that gives him a successful kick. And now it's like, okay, now we're at the 30. Now we can even with that kick, we can back it up. But the other thing you got to keep in mind is, every time he kicks, we want him to be successful, too. So, like people go, from 45 yards out or from 50, 60 yards out, we still want him to be successful. And, we don't want to put him in a situation where all the pressure, even though we did last week, lands on his shoulders to make a kick to win the game. Even though he did a great job and our protection and our holder did a great job last week, it was still in his range of 40 yards. So, of course we do. And, at the end of a half where there's 1 second left and, maybe we try a 45 or a little bit longer one, that's fine because then it's just a bonus. But, we still want to be him at the end of the game or where we actually need the 3 points. We want to be able to get him into the range that he can get so he can be successful.
Oh, absolutely. And it was great to see him be successful at the end of the game last week. Now you guys have district play on the schedule, and you obviously don't want to say, well, these games count more than the last 4. They count a little bit more, but you don't want to totally discredit the first 4 games. But have you tried to maybe emphasize to the guys a little bit more and say, hey, these are, they take a little bit of extra significance. We've got to make sure we're, really being tough and playing hard these next few weeks?
Well, we talk about it from the beginning of the season. We want to be number 1 or number 2 in our district because then you're going to get to go to the playoffs. We don't say, hey, we want to be 1 or 2 in our non-district games. We have a goal of being 2 and 2 or 3 and 1. But, you don't sit there and go, well, we want to be 1 or 2 in our non-district games. You're constantly talking about 1 or 2 district games. So, even though I agree with you 100%, they were important. They were important for us to learn, what we need to get better at, what do we need to get, what do we need to correct and everything. But at the end of the day, you're exactly right. It's district football. It's lack of a better term, head down, straight ahead. Here we go. Right. This is what matters right now at this time.
Ken Vigdahl's with us. He's the head coach of Lamar's Community Football, and the thing that matters at this time is the matchup with the Storm Lake Tornadoes tonight. Coach, an 0-4 record for them. It's been a tough start to the season, but as you look to them on film and have gotten prepared for this Storm Lake team, what do you see in their offense as things that they like to do and will try and run against you?
Well, and like I've told our kids all week, Storm Lake is the best team we're going to play on Friday night. Mm-hmm. So we need to be up. We need to be prepared. You can't take them lightly. They can beat anybody at any given time. Now, they're 0-4. We understand that. But, we don't want to be that 1-4 guy. You know what I mean? So it's important for us to say, okay, it's back to business on Monday like we do every Monday, and now we're focused. Now, offensively, they're going to try to run the ball. They've done a couple of different things, once you kind of get in that mode of what works, what doesn't work as an offense. We've seen them line up with a 2-back set. We've seen them line up in a diamond set. That's with 2 guys on the side and a guy behind. We've seen them line up quarterback at 5, the diamond back at another 5, so that's 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. We've seen them kind of roll out, do some passing, but then we've seen them do some pocket things. So offensively, I think what they're trying to do is find what will work for their personnel and things like that. So I think with each loss that they've had, they come in the next week and try to change it a little bit, give you something different to prepare for. And that's kind of the scenario of what we've seen over the four games.
And for you having to prepare for all of that as a possibility that they might run, how tough is that from a defensive standpoint to realize, there's going to be a lot that they might be able to throw at us, and we've got to be ready for it, whatever it may be?
exactly, because, okay, they're 0-4. They've done different things. Now, what are we going to get? Are we going to see something that we haven't seen on film? But with our defense, we've been skilled enough where we've seen a lot of different offenses. We've seen the run offense out of SBL. We've seen the pass offense out of East. We saw the trap offense out of MOC last week. And so what ends up happening is that, we should be well prepared for what's going on. You know what I mean? So no matter what formation they send, no matter what kind of concept they run, we should be ready to go.
Ken Vigdahl's with us, head coach of Lamar's Community Football. That's a bit about the Storm Lake offense. Coach, how about their defense? What are the things that, that you've seen that they do well on the defensive side of the ball?
They're relatively big up front. They're going to go ahead and, they want their defensive line to control our offensive line, which, everybody does, but they're bigger. They get their hands on you. They don't want you to get downfield to get on backers. And so what ends up happening is, they do some different thing with their backers because they're anticipating their defensive line being able to control the offensive line. And so, like, when we go to a 2-by-2 set, what's going to happen is you're going to see the outside linebacker roll out. You're going to see the corner and the safety over the top. So they really have an advantage on the outside, which is 3-on-2. But what they leave, protecting the outside with is in the middle, it's a 4-1 box. So, our inside run game, our counter game, our ISO game should be able to control that because now we got 5-on-5 blocking. Plus, we have a back that, because our quarterback can run, allows us to have an extra blocker in the box for, that particular, defense. If we go to a 2-back set and a wing, they'll go ahead and they'll roll their backer up over the top. Makes it look like a 5-2 front. But, once again, they're kind of doing a lot of different things defensively to try to stop some people. And they've been in some different types of ball games, too. I mean, they played Carroll that lines up in a double tight and an I formation, and they just want to run you over. And so, you see them get into a 5-2 and come aggressively at the backs. So, once again, we just got to know what we do on our particular offense. If we're going to see a 4-front, if we're going to see a 3-front. They played somebody where they threw the ball quite a bit, and, it was Esterville Lincoln Central, and you see them in a 3-front at times. So, they are adaptable. They'll change. And so what ends up happening is, we just got to figure out what they want to do against our offense.
Well, absolutely, Coach. It sounds like it's going to be a good matchup. Again, you talked a little bit about it right before we started talking about Storm Lake, but I guess what's going to be kind of the thing for you that you need to see out of your guys right away to show that, hey, they are taking this team seriously and that they've responded to the message that this is going to be the best football team that they see on Friday night?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us is what we're looking at this week is and I know it makes common sense, but it doesn't always happen, is we want to play offense on their side of the ball. We want to see our offensive line fire off the ball, push them back a yard or two so our running back has holes and gaps and seems to run in. Defensively, we want to be able to do the exact opposite. We want our defensive line take control, push the offensive line back a yard so then we can read where the back wants to go and just be aggressive tacklers. So I think it's really this week, it's about the two groups up front that we want to see, let's take a step up and let's really be physical. Let's control the line of scrimmage and be successful at it.
Well, it sounds like a plan, Coach. Sounds like a good night for football, and we hope for a good outcome on the other side. We appreciate your time as always, and best of luck to you guys tonight.
Hey, thanks, Daniel.
Absolutely. That is Ken Vigdahl, head coach of Lamar's Community Football. We'll have more from Storm Lake after this. You're listening to High School Football here on KLEM.
Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's is a proud supporter of area athletics. They focus on strong, healthy bodies with all their dairy products. And they continue to strive hard to provide the best possible dairy products to their customers. That's Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
Hi, this is Misty Zek.
This is Brock Nohava.
Hi, this is Abby Phillips. I'm Carissa DeRocher.
This is Dave Close.
Hi, this is Austin Sitzman.
Hi, this is Jody with Exit Realty Midwest.
Exit Realty Midwest is proud to support our area athletes. Find them online at exitrealtymidwest.com.
Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud supporters of this broadcast. Hard work and determination are vital to the success of our area athletics. The Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud to stand behind our athletes and coaches as they work towards success on the field and in the classroom.
Get a special loan rate from Northwest Bank. Take a vacation, buy a car, or consolidate debt. Use the equity in your home for what you want. Northwest Bank's home equity line of credit special of 4.99% annual percentage rate fixed for 18 months. Then variable rate thereafter. Currently 5% APR. This offer is available for a limited time to qualified borrowers. Stop in or call 800-678-4105 for details about credit costs and terms. Apply online at nw.bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Commitment you can bank on.
Hummer's Lawn Care Service will provide you with the services needed for the best-looking lawn in your neighborhood. Is it thatching, fertilizer, or simple maintaining of your freshly cut grass? Call Hummer's Lawn Care at 546-4087.
This is Bo Wadley, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Storm Lake High School for the opener of Class 4A District 1 action here on KLEM Radio, online at KLEM1410.com. We're also video streaming on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. Alongside Gabe Davis, I'm Daniel Versteg. Lamar's Community takes on Storm Lake in an opener in district action. The Tornadoes 0-4. Lamar's is 3-1. But again, Gabe, the stakes just get moved up a little bit. Obviously, you don't want to totally throw away your first 4 games and say they're meaningless. But you don't want to say the next 5 don't take any extra, significance on them either.
Yeah, as a coach, a lot of times people talk about that next season, and in high school football in Iowa, there's multiple seasons. That first few games get you ready to go. You can kind of treat them as somewhat of a preseason where you see other opponents, you see different schemes, and you can kind of measure yourself a little bit. But once district play starts, it's everybody's 0-0, and Storm Lake comes in 0-4 tonight, but they rattle off some, and they're right in the mix of things. So you can't take anybody for the record. Everybody plays different teams and does different things in those first 4 games. So it'll be important to make sure that the focus is there, and you can't look at records. That doesn't always work.
And I love what Coach Vigdahl said in our pregame chat too. He said, it doesn't matter, like you said, it doesn't matter what the record is. Storm Lake is going to be the best football team we play Friday night. It doesn't matter what the record is. It doesn't matter anything about that. This is the best football team you're going to play here tonight, so you better make sure you're ready to go.
Absolutely, and I grew up a Bulldog. I played Bulldog football. I played on this field multiple times. I coached on this field. This is a game where either team can take it, and there was a run as I was driving up here today. There was a 6 or 7 year run where Storm Lake had Lamar's number. Yep. Before that, I think it was reversed for a few years. So everybody has to play their best football, like you said, on that night.
Yep.
And any given Sunday is kind of the term, but any given Friday night, things can happen, especially with high school kids. Because they're unpredictable little creatures from time to time. So making sure that everyone's focused. And I know they've done a good job of trying to keep everybody zeroed in on tonight. Tonight's the most important. Not last week, not next week, tonight.
Absolutely. And tonight's matchup is Storm Lake. Again, like we said, 0-4, but it's the district opener. You got to make sure you are ready to go here against the Storm Lake team. The Tornadoes have won the toss. They've elected to receive. They want the football first, and they want to see what their offense can do out there. This is an offense that, just looking at the numbers, has struggled a bit. They've only scored 14 points all season. They're averaging just shy of 100 yards a contest, and they're down a little bit, Gabe. This is really kind of the stinky thing about high school football, especially when it happens to a team like this. You get a team that's injured, a team that's been losing, and you got to get some guys out there on the offensive line, and some newbies out there, but they're going to have a chance to hopefully make a name for themselves up there.
Yeah, and for Storm Lake, I was looking at some stats earlier this week, and that Stephen, the quarterback, he played a couple years ago as a sophomore and beat Lamar's a couple times,
right.
Twice in 1 year. So he's not going to be scared. He's going to go out and do his best to lead his team from the quarterback position. And, sometimes young guys, there's something to be said for not knowing where you belong and how that goes. So they're going to go out and they're going to play. These guys love the game of football. It's their homecoming. The last thing they want to do is come out. They're not going to lay down. That's not how this works. And so Lamar's going to have to play their best game tonight.
Yeah, that is worth mentioning. Yeah, it is homecoming here for the Tornadoes. And so they'll have a little ceremony here in between the first and second quarters. Normally they do that at halftime, but they change it up a little bit, and they'll do that between the first and the second quarters here tonight. So we'll have a little bit of an extended break in between the first and second quarters, but that's all right. Lamar's has this one teed up. Giovanni Kabongo at his own 40-yard line. Bulldogs will kick it from right to left. Storm Lake will return from left to right. Here we go. High school football at 7 o'clock sharp on a Friday night. Giovanni Kabongo with the big booming right-footed end-over-end kick. That bounces out of the end zone for a touchback. And the Tornadoes will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And we'll see that Tornado offense with Josh Steffen run out of the field and see what they want to do out there.
Yeah, that's such a weapon to have Giovanni kick. I mean, that was 8 yards deep.
Yeah.
And that was a bomb. And he's still maybe riding a little adrenaline from last week. But we'll see what the offense brings out here and see how Lamar's defense can react to it.
Well, the Tornadoes bring out an I formation look. A little bit of power football here to start the contest. Steffen goes under center. Fakes the give to the fullback. Has the option keeper on the left side to the hash mark. He gets a few yards, positive yardage to the 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 2 to start the contest. That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, option football, that means you have to be fundamentally sound. Everybody has to do their job, and no one can, try to do too much. That's when big plays happen. So that'll be a huge part of it tonight if this is the consistent scheme that they're gonna work with tonight. And
if you're Lamar's, you got to maybe feel a little confident. I know their scheme offensively is a little different than what the Tornadoes run, but it's still kind of the same philosophy, if you will, when it comes to option football and being assignment sound. And as a defense that faces an option football team Monday through Thursday in practice. Here's 2nd down and 7. Steffen bootlegs around the left side, and he pitches it out to Julian Cortez, who gets tackled on the far sideline at about the 23. He gains maybe a yard. That'll set up 3rd and 7.
2 plays into the boundary, which is interesting. They must see something over there going into the boundary there with option. So we'll see if that seems to be a scheme that they want to keep going with. Looks like they got a big body out and a little bit smaller body in, so probably expect the ball in the air here.
A little bit of a spread out formation potentially here on 3rd down and 7. Yeah, you got to move the football now if you want this drive to continue with just under a minute gone here in quarter number 1. Storm Lake and Lamar's, the Tornadoes with the first offensive possession of the night. 4 receivers with twins on either side of Steffen in the gun. He drops to throw, lobs up a wobbler to the right seam, and that ball is short of his target, Trevor Turner, and incomplete. Trying to come back to the football. Nolan Cass was on the coverage. And the incompletion will set up 4th and 7, and out comes the Tornado punting unit.
Nolan Cass looked like he got caught staring a little bit there and was locking eyes with the receiver. Went to turn around. I think he kind of turned the wrong way. Couldn't quite find it, but the pressure that was put on the quarterback helped immensely.
Yeah, that's the really fun part about what the defense brings here for the Bulldogs is that pressure up front. We were talking about the defensive ends in the pregame a little bit. And, yeah, that's an outstanding defensive line as Daniel Ramirez gets this punt away. Sione Fafita wants no business with that one as the Tornadoes touch it down at the Tornado 44-yard line. Going to be great field position here for Lamar's to start things off. They'll have it at the Tornado 44.
And this goes back to that hidden yardage of having Giovanni as the kicker. They start at the 20. They move it a few yards here and there, but then the punt with some pressure, they get it on a short field.
So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Tornado 44-yard line. 2 receivers right. They motion to tight end. Here's Connor Jalis on the end-around sweeper on the right side, trying to get off tackle. Couldn't quite find the corner. He gets tackled for just a gain of 1 to the 43. It'll set up 2nd and 9.
Thought Elijah might have that block, but I couldn't quite see who snuck under there and got that tackle, but they did a good job of evading that and kind of confused Elijah a little bit to make the tackle.
Now 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs from the Tornado 43. Twin receivers line up on either side of Tegan Kazel in the gun. He turns and he gives it to Elijah Doherty, carrying left side across the 40. A flag comes in from behind as Doherty goes down to the 38. It is a gain of 5 for the moment, but I don't think that gain of 5 will last very long. Tough start here to the contest as Lamar's gains just a yard, and then they have a 5-yard gain brought back. It will be a holding penalty on the Dogs. Move back here to their own territory. They'll be backed up to the Lamar's 49-yard line and have to set up with 2nd down and 17, it looks like.
Well, that's not what you wanted after a play that looked like it had something going for it on the first play, and the second play is a hold.
So here comes the Lamar's offense. Kazel will go under center now, single back in the backfield. He has a receiver on either side, tight end left. Motions a receiver left to right, and he's just able to get the handoff off around the right side. Elijah Doherty dancing around defenders. Left seam to the 35-30, 20 to the 15 to the 10, and all the way into the end zone goes Elijah Doherty for a Bulldog touchdown. 51-yard score for Doherty, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, and the 3-year Bulldog varsity member has the Dogs up 6-0 to start here in quarter number 1.
That was messy to start. It looked like Tegan almost got tackled there before he even handed that off on the little counter action, and Elijah followed his blockers and then found some green space down here towards the Storm Lake sideline, and it was just making sure everybody blocked cleanly after that.
Yeah, the last thing you need is another holding penalty on a big play like that. Here comes Giovanni Kabongo for the point after try, and his right-footed boot off of the hold of Tegan Kazel is through the uprights and good. 7-0. Lamar starts off with a 51-yard touchdown run from Elijah Doherty. We will take a break. When we come back, the Tornadoes will have a chance to respond on offense here on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
Hut, hut, hike. Hey, Don King here from the Orange City Ace Hardware. We are happy to have a huge selection of what you need to keep your home a happy one. From Eagle battery-operated power tools to paint, kitchen appliances to apparel. We are even happier to support our area athletes and their families. Orange City Ace Hardware.
At Arnold Motor Supply in the Mars, they understand service really does make the difference. They'll take the extra step to help you find the right part. The first time, every time. At Arnold Motor Supply, service really is the difference.
We're proud to be Arnold Motor Supply.
When it comes to service, your Lamar's Hy-Vee is number 1 for shopping both in-store and online. Save with the Fuel Saver Plus Perks Rewards program at Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
This is Connor Jalis, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Storm Lake Tornado Field alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg as Giovanni Kabongo does what he does best with a touchback through the back of the end zone. And Storm Lake will start their next drive from the 20-yard line, but a 51-yard touchdown run from Elijah Doherty. And, Gabe, that's got to be really good to see for him as well. I know that he hasn't had the production he's wanted through the first 4 games, only 171 yards on the ground on 55 carries. For him to break one off like that's got to feel real good.
Yeah, I mean, he's put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it just hasn't clicked right now. I know there's been some movement on the offensive line and things like that in the last couple weeks, but you know, that's good way to start. You don't want the penalties, but it's a good way to start. Option again.
And an option pitch to the right side, and that one gets blown up. What a big stop of the backfield. Bo Wadley stops Julian Cortez for a loss of 4 back to the 16. They'll set up 2nd down and 14 for the Tornadoes.
Bo was right there. Everybody did their job. It looked like the quarterback and fullback might have had a little bit of contact there, which maybe slowed some things down a little bit. But Bo was just waiting right out there in the alley to force that, and when Bo gets a chance to tackle, he's going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, he's gonna use every ounce of might he's got to be able to lay the wood. As Steffen takes the shotgun snap on 2nd and 14, overthrows his target in Bachi Kianye, and incomplete. Some coverage over the top and coverage in front as well. The incompletion will set up 3rd and 14.
Yeah, I don't want to say they're allowing that pass, but when you have 2nd and 14, you can give them a little bit of room, make the play, make the tackle in front. But it was a little bit overthrown again. He had a little bit of pressure, and you know, he's not an extremely tall quarterback, and so sometimes you got to put it up over top of people, and that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Right, yeah, 5'8". That really makes things a little challenging back there in the backfield for a quarterback like Josh Steffen. But he's been in these scenarios before. He takes the snap, clapping his hands out of the gun, drops to throw, faces some pressure, now steps up in the pocket. He wants to run with it, and dragging him down at the 19-yard line. Carter Jennis on the stop. It'll be a gain of 3 on the the keeper by Steffen, but it won't be enough for a first down. It'll be 4th and 11, and once again, here comes the punting unit.
Again with the pressure, Coach Van Otterloo dialed up a little bit of pressure there. We'll see what they do here on this punt. They had some pressure on the punt last time, so really close to being blocked. Maybe we'll get one of those, but it looks like they're going to have another good chance at some good field position here.
Yeah, absolutely. When Sione Fafita starts right at midfield, it's going to be good. Yeah, here's Ramirez.
Uh-oh.
He has a low snap, gets it off the side of his foot, and this barely gets to the line of scrimmage. It doesn't, actually. Storm Lake will down it for a loss. No, it's behind the line. They could pick it up. This ball's not dead.
I was afraid of that.
The Tornadoes get across the 40-yard line to the 42. Daniel Ramirez picks up the punt that did not get back to the line of scrimmage. That made it a live football, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes.
I was wondering as that was sitting there if something weird was going to happen like that because the officials weren't calling anything. That's a tough play. And Coach Vigdahl is going to ask for an explanation, and they're not even going to go talk to him. They're just going to say first down, move on.
Well, does Ken have an argument? I don't know if he does.
It looked really close. I guess
it got very close to the line of scrimmage.
And that's the thing. The one thing I will say is there was no signal by the official over here to say whether or not.
Right.
I don't know that you can kick it and pick it up. I don't think it was blocked. If it was blocked, that would be my question. But either way, you got to react to it, and now here they go.
Josh Steffen on the first play. The fake keeper keeps around the left side now across the 45 into Bulldog territory of the 42. It is a pickup of 18 for the Tornadoes, and they're in Bulldog territory with 1st and 10.
What a change of momentum. It goes from Lamar's probably getting the ball off after not the greatest punt inside the 30-yard line to them picking it up and getting it, and then the next play breaking off almost a 20-yard run and getting it over into the Bulldog area.
1st down and 10 now. Yeah, what a turn of events. They had lost a grand total of about 4 to 2 yards back in the first set of downs, and now here they are in Bulldog territory at the 42. I formation look as Steffen goes under center. Receivers on either side. He gives it to the tailback. It's Julian Cortez. He follows his blockers across the 35, and he's down to the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 8 for Cortez to set up 2nd and 2.
Yeah, he just stayed behind. He's another one. He's not real big in stature, and I'm sure he's quick, and he's a running back, so he's got a lot of athletic ability. But he kind of just snuck in there behind the big guys, and they bulldozed their way through that line. The Bulldog line's going to have to step up and maybe play a little bit lower.
Yeah, absolutely. They got great rush to start the contest. 6:53 now to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs up 7-0, but Storm Lake is threatening to score once again as Steffen goes under center. I formation look. He fakes the give to the fullback, wants to keep right side. He got very close to the marker. Far lines judge might have given him a favorable spot there.
Yes, I did.
And they're going to give him the 33-yard line. And no further. It'll be 3rd down and 1 on the yard gain. And the Tornadoes, they'll have, a full yard to get.
All right, this will be a big play. I would assume, with what Storm Lake, the type of Storm offense that Storm Lake has, this is probably 4-down territory either way. So who knows? You may even see them put it in the air a little bit and see if they can, catch Lamar's trying to pack up the middle.
3rd down and 1. Josh Steffen, the quarterback of the Tornadoes, goes under center, and he gives it to the tailback. Cortez got a hole across the 30. He keeps dragging defenders in between the seams, and he's down to the 21-yard line. It's a pickup of 12 for Cortez. He only needed 1, so that'll easily move the chains and give the Tornadoes 1st down.
Another first down and even more confidence as they're rolling down the field, So it's going to be a bend, don't break, and Lamar's has been here before in different situations. They're going to have to buck up here and not give up that 21 yards and keep them out of the end zone.
Tornadoes came in here averaging 41 yards on the ground a game. They already have 41 yards combined on this drive alone. Here's a flag to start the play. Yeah. We're going to get a false start, blows the play dead, so the Tornadoes will back up 5 yards. They'll have 1st and 15 next.
And that's where it becomes difficult. Same with Lamar's. Lamar's got backed up and was at 2nd and 14. They were able to get out of it. Storm Lake's going to have to battle some adversity here, and hopefully this is the opening that Lamar's needs to get that stop.
Yeah, absolutely. A penalty like this could be a momentum shifter without the Bulldog defense needing to have to do anything. You automatically lose 5 yards, and then you say, okay, yeah, we might be able to get this done here. See how the Tornadoes respond. That's going to be the really interesting part here. 1st and 15 for Storm Lake at the Bulldog 26. I formation. Steffen bobbles the snap, tries to pitch it out to Cortez, who dives on a loose ball on the turf at the 29-yard line. It's a loss of 3, but the Tornadoes keep possession, and we'll have 2nd and 18.
And that started from the center quarterback. It looked like there was a little bit of a hesitation. I don't know if he lost it on his way away from the center, and then it kind of messed things up. We've seen that happen with our quarterback too, and it's one of those things that quarterbacks try to make plays, and they try to do as much as they can to help their team, and sometimes they get a little antsy, and it's not quite in the same timing and rhythm, and that's where the mistakes come.
And that's what an option style, read option kind of offense is predicated on, timing. If you don't have that, you can't run a good option offense. Here's 2nd and 18 from the Bulldog 29. I formation, handoff to the tailback Cortez, and he's tackled from behind for maybe a yard. No, they just give him back to the line of scrimmage at the 29. That's Evan Jalis who came in from behind. The weak side middle linebacker with the stop for no gain sets up 3rd and 18.
Yeah, he must have been lined up in a little bit different area than what he normally is to be able to get in there. But with the rush offense that they have, they may be moving some guys up, putting some more guys on the edge, and allowing, kind of taking that away, not letting that cutback or anything like that happen.
Oh, man, when you have so many of those athletes that are either defensive ends or linebackers, you might as well bring them closer to the football, see if they can make some plays. 3:42 to go in the first quarter. Quick moving first, 7-0 Bulldogs. Steffen with the keeper around the right side. He did have an option pitch, but elected not to do it. A lot of traffic out there as Steffen gets brought down for a 2-yard gain to the 27. That's going to set up 4th and 16, and we'll see what the Tornadoes want to do here.
Yeah, again, a little bit more option into the boundary there. So obviously that's something that they like to do and they feel comfortable doing, and so they'll continue to come back to that. It looks like they're going to go for it.
Drake Curry is the head coach of the Tornadoes in his first year as the head coach of any football program. He came from the Council Bluffs area. He was with Thomas Jefferson for a number of years, and now here he is head coaching Storm Lake. So the Tornadoes go for it here on 4th down and 16 for the Bulldog 27. Out of the gun, it is Steffen dropping a throw. He takes a shot left sideline, wide open receiver, and making the catch and getting into the end zone is Brody Bachman for a Tornado touchdown. Absolutely blown coverage, and Steffen finds Bachman for a 27-yard score, and the Tornadoes are a point after away from tying us up.
Yeah, and that's, the momentum from a punt that didn't even punt it to the barely the line of scrimmage. Well, didn't punt it to the line of scrimmage, to picking it up and moving along and sticking to it, and a blown coverage by the Bulldogs there. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it's not good for them.
Point after try is upcoming now here for the Tornadoes, and Derek Hernandez puts it through, and Storm Lake has tied us up. 2:52 to go in quarter number 1. The Tornadoes and Bulldogs are deadlocked at 7 points apiece. We will take a short break. When we come back, Bulldogs will have a chance to respond when you return. You're listening to high school football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
Hey, Bobby Blazer, how long you been waiting in that line? Head over with me to Easy Clean Car Wash. They're going to get you in and out in no time and make that black coat of yours look like $1,000,000.
Say, thanks there, Mickey Mustang. I've been out four-wheeling. I got lots of mud and stuff in my wheel wells and other places as well.
Bobby, didn't Libby Lexus tell you that Easy Clean Car Wash will pre-spray those hard-to-reach places, give you a quick massage, and make you feel and look like a whole new truck?
So that's what Libby Lexus has been up to. You know, Mickey, she's looking fine.
Easy Clean Car Wash on 12th Street, east of Hy-Vee and Lamar.
This is Sione Fafita, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Well, we're about to get back to Tornado Field here in Storm Lake alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. How about an 11-play, 80-yard drive? Takes 7 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock, and the Tornadoes and Bulldogs are deadlocked here in the district opener of Class 4A District 1. It is 7 points apiece as Josh Steffen finds Brody Bachman for a 27-yard touchdown reception. And here is the kickoff. It bounces to the 17. Sione Fafita picks it up and takes it up the right seam to the 25-30. There is a flag on the far side of the field as Fafita gets brought down to the 34-yard line, and we'll see where they end up starting with the football. But, boy, what a big score. by the Tornadoes. Josh Steffen finding Brody Bachman. And I think one of my fellow radio colleagues on the other side, Mr. Chris Bachman, the Storm Lake radio voice, is a little bit extra excited with that touchdown call. His kid Brody Bachman with that receiving touchdown, his first of the year. And that's awesome to see. We see Chris all the time, and obviously saw him more when the Bulldogs were in the Lakes Conference, but good to see him get a little excited for that Storm Lake tornado touchdown, just a little bit more than some in the past, probably.
Absolutely. That's part of the fun of being out here on Friday nights, is seeing especially your own kids or kids that you care about in your community do good things. Looks like we have a penalty. They're pointing both ways. I'm not quite sure which way we're going. Looks like we're going against the Bulldogs here.
So from the 35, that's where Fafita got the kickoff to. They move it all the way back to the 20. And they got unsportsmanlike conduct. Is that? I think that's what we got. The flag was all the way down.
It came from the sideline.
It came from the sideline, yeah. So it wasn't in the middle of the play at all. Well, there you go. Bulldogs will start from their own 20-yard line with 2:47 to go here in the first quarter. Again, that last Storm Lake drive took 7 minutes off the clock. As here's an end around left side. Bo Wadley gets things started. Left sideline 30. Follows his block. Keeps his footing in bounds across the 40. Spinning off a tackler across the 45. And he's down to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 27. And easily enough to move the chains for a Bulldog first down.
Great physical blocking all the way out here. Drew Gallus was pushing guys all the way out here by the 50-yard line where the tackle ended up being made. So that's what needs to happen. That's how you respond. You know, yes, there's probably some frustration and thinking things should go a different way. But guess what? They're not going to back down. You have to go make the plays. And you know, they had a good start to the drive now.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line as Kazel lines up in the gun. He fakes the give to Doherty. He wants to keep up the middle and does. Across midfield to the 45 into Tornado territory. He gets to the 42-yard line. It is a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains again for a Bulldog first down.
Good run, a little bit different formation and moving some linemen around just to kind of make Storm Lake do some different things and get into some different formations. So a great response after what was a great drive by Storm Lake, and now that's the only way you can go about it. You can't sit there and worry about it anymore. Whatever happened, and it's time to move on.
Well, I know this is going to make the Bulldogs feel good if they can get down to the end zone. They'll get that confidence back, some swagger back on the sideline, and hopefully be able to ride that the rest of the contest. 2 receivers left, 1 right. They motion Doherty out of the backfield to the left side as Kazel gives it up the middle. This is Connor Jalis bouncing off tackle right side, breaks a tackle 35-30, 25-20 into the red zone. He stiff arms a man and gets into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. There are no flags on the play, and Connor Jalis has a 42-yard touchdown run, his second touchdown run of the year, and the Bulldogs are back on top. It's 13-7 Lamar's here in Week 5.
Good to see Jalis get that, because he's had a tough time running the ball this year, and he broke through and he did a lot of the work himself. There was 4 Tornadoes there in the secondary, and he ran right through them.
Yeah, Connor Jalis had a great week against Bishop Heelan in Week 2. Struggled a bit against East. Didn't really do a whole lot against MOC, but there he goes. 42 yards for a touchdown. That Giovanni Kabongo tacks on a point after try 4. It's 14-7. Lamar's leads. Minute 27 left in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. We're back with more Bulldog football after this here on KLEM.
Protect your property, your home, and your land. Contact Iowa Abstract Land and Title Company for your information to update and record for your property protection. Iowa Abstract Land and Title Company. Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor, Williams & Company CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamar's.
For all your construction needs, trust Wilchin Brothers Incorporated. They're a Better Business Bureau accredited business and will be there every step of the way to get your project done right. Call 546-4135.
This is Carson Ott, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Tornado Field here in Storm Lake alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Verstag. Bulldogs lead the Tornadoes 14-7 in the opener of Class 4A District 1 action as Giovanni Kabongo has this one teed up once again, and let's see how far this one goes into the end zone. Not quite as deep, but it is fielded in the end zone by Trevor Turner, and that will be a touchback. Tornadoes will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with a minute 27 to go. here in the first quarter. And now, Gabe, this is going to be I think the real test. Obviously, you get a touchdown. That's a great way to respond. But an even better way to respond is for the defense to come out here and pitch a shutout and keep the Tornadoes out of the end zone.
Yeah, Storm Lake had a lot of confidence after that last drive, getting into the end zone, and now it's time to stop that confidence, and you kind of did it with the offense, but now the defense needs to do their part. And I'm sure they talked to Coach Van Otterloo over there and got things squared away on how to defend this option maybe a little bit and get them behind the sticks.
Here is Steffen. He gives it around the left side. It looks like Cortez, the tailback, who picks up a yard to the 21-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9 upcoming as Julian Cortez gets things started.
Another thing that last drive did, I think you said it was 7 minutes or so. I looked up at the clock on that 4th down with the short punt, and Lamar's was going to get the ball back with 9 minutes left.
Right.
They ended up getting it back with 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
So it just took a little bit of the air out of the sails, but the good response offensively, and now we'll see if defensively we holding them to 1 yard on that first play. You can assume some option here, and then see what happens from there.
2nd and 9, Steffen under center, fakes the give to the fullback, always got a pitch right side, lots of green for Julian Cortez, but what great closing speed on the outside by Bo Wadley. He brings him down to the 25-yard line. The outlook of that play had 1st down written all over it, but Wadley with great closing speed makes it only a gain of 4.
Yeah, and Bo's just that guy. I know he's fast, I know he works hard, I know he's strong, but he did a great job of making up that ground because he didn't take a great angle, he just ran down the line at him. And they're going to let this clock run, and so they've limited the possessions for Lamar's because of that long drive that they scored on. So that's part of sticking in a game and building some confidence. So Lamar's is going to have to get this big 3rd down and start the second quarter the way they started the first quarter.
Well, that is, the end of quarter number 1. 14-7, Lars on top. The Tornadoes are going to have 3rd down and 5 from their own 25-yard line. This will be a bit of an extended break, just a couple extra minutes as they do the homecoming festivities now in between quarter number 1 and quarter number 2. So we'll take a little bit of an extended break. We'll be back with quarter number 2 after this. You are listening to Bulldog Football here on 1410 AM and 96.9 FM. KLEM Lamar's.
This is John from Siouxland Glass. You're busy. Let me help with pickup and drop off of your vehicle included in your service. Call 712-540-9080 for auto glass repair and replacement.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
The Lamar's Agri Center, your local source for Scott's lawn products, top-performing Kent feed products, a full line of agronomic inputs, bulk grass seed, bird feeders, bulk bird feed, and outstanding service. The Lamar's Agri Center, your source for everything that grows. Advanced Eye Healthcare, Dr. Becky DeRuyter knows all of our student athletes need to keep their eye on the ball. Make sure with an eye exam at Advanced Eye Healthcare at Walmart Vision Center in Lamar's. Dr. Becky DeRuyter.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
Certified Public Accountants Cruz & Cruz extend their support to all the athletes and remind everyone, in the spirit of sports, participation is more important than winning. Cruz & Cruz Accounting, proud to be a sponsor of KLEM Sports.
This is Ken Vigdahl, head football coach of the Lamar's football team. You're listening to Bulldog Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Tornado Field here in Storm Lake. Alongside Gabe Davis, I'm Daniel Versteg. Quarter number 1 in the books. The Bulldogs lead 14-7 over the Storm Lake Tornadoes here in the opener of Class 4A District 1 action. Again, this starts the 5-game stretch to the end of the regular season in which the Bulldogs will play some very meaningful contests, all in the district. if you need a refresher, the top 2 teams in the district get automatic berths into the postseason. So normally you have to either go 5-0 or 4-1, something like that to get into the postseason. That's in district play. And then if you don't get one of those 2 spots, you are up to the wizards behind the computer with the RPI formula. That takes the final 4 teams in to get our 16-team playoffs. But, of course, why let the computer get yourself into the playoffs when you can get it done with a few wins here in the regular season? Again, it's 14-7. Bulldogs lead Storm Lake. Over at Jim Lorenzen Field, it is Galen Catholic leading Akron Westfield 14-6. Cale Pearson with a long touchdown got the Jays started early on in quarter number 1. Connor Kraft finished it off with a sneak. It's a 2-touchdown lead then for the Bulldogs, or for the Jays, excuse me. And then Ian Blau got into the end zone for Akron Westfield, and that makes it 14-6 in favor of the Jays. That's also a big district contest for Galen Catholic and Akron Westfield in Class A, District 1. But we're back to action here, and we resume action with a 3rd down and 5 for the Tornadoes from their own 25-yard line. And as we were talking before the quarter break, this is a big opportunity for the Bulldog defense to get back off the field and see if they could start extending their lead offensively. Josh Steffen goes under center in the I formation. He bootlegs around the left side trying to get some green grass. He does get some positive yards to the 29-yard line, just short, and it'll set up 4th and 1. So 4th down and 1. What do you think?
Looks like they're putting the punter out there.
Oh.
But, a team that doesn't have a whole lot to lose yet. You always have to be ready for everything.
Yeah. Daniel Ramirez, he's the one who picked up that punt that didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and he ran it 20 yards on his own, so he's got some athleticism back there. Yeah, you can't take anything for granted here. So Ramirez is lined up to punt. Sione Fafita is back at his own 38-yard line. That's a low snap. It rolls to Ramirez. Gets off a high right-footed. What a boot. It's a spiraler back to the 30. Takes a big tornado roll to the 20-yard line. This one rolls down and finally dies at the 14-yard line. What a punt from Daniel Ramirez. Well over 50 yards. I think that's going to be a grand total of 57 yards netted on the punt. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll start in their own red zone.
Talk about unpredictable.
Oh, my word.
He went 7 yards last time. He went 57 this time. He was over here. I saw him kicking in the net, so maybe he found his rhythm. It's a cool night. You got to do a little bit extra warming up, but Lamar's got to stop, and that's what they wanted. So now with 11:08 left, they're going to be able to take the ball and get in maybe another explosive play or a score of some sort.
Well, yeah, they'll need something explosive here, starting at their own 15-yard line. Kazel motions a receiver into the backfield. Bo Wadley fumbles the end around. He dives on the football, and he's got it at the 10. So the Bulldogs will lose 5 more yards. Thankfully, they don't lose possession, but now it's going to be 2nd and 15.
And that's that -5 that you can't have again.
Yeah.
You have to continue to stay ahead of the sticks. And, fortunately tonight they had some explosive plays, but throughout the season, aside from maybe a Sione or a Bo occasionally, they haven't had a lot of explosive runs or explosive plays, so you can't lean on that all the time.
2nd and 15 from the 10-yard line. Kazel goes under center with a single back in the backfield. He motions a receiver and gives it to the tailback, and Elijah Doherty. He's breaking some tackles, sheds it up to the left seam, and he's got 3 yards to the 13-yard line. That's going to set up 3rd down and 12.
And a big 3rd down. I'm not sure that we've really been in a 3rd down situation yet tonight, so this will be the first one where they have to respond, and it's a 3rd and long. It's 3rd and behind the sticks. A big play here. One thing you want to make sure you don't make a big mistake. You don't try to do too much.
Right.
Take what you can and see what good things can happen.
Yeah, 3rd down and 12. Big play here for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Out of the gun. Kazel drops to throw, throws the out route right sideline. I think the wind got into that one a little bit, blew it wide on the long pass across field to Bo Wadley. There's a flag on the far side of the field. So, yeah, maybe a free play for the Bulldogs. They might get some yards off of this anyway. And that would be beneficial. That set up a much more manageable 3rd and 7 if it is. No, it's going to be a legal procedure on the Bulldogs.
So it's pre-snap. Oh, wait. You can't decline that, can
They
you?
decline it. Well, I guess it depends. Is it false start or is it?
I'm not sure what that penalty was.
Yeah,
to be
so
totally honest.
they decline it, whatever it is. I guess it was not a false start because it didn't blow the play dead. And now the Bulldogs have to punt it. It'll be 4th down and 12 here for Bulldogs. Sione Fafita standing at his own 1-yard line to boot this away. Now he's going to need an outstanding punt. to flip the field here. Storm Lake, we got a timeout now here from the Bulldogs. Something not right with the formation, and the Bulldogs have to call a timeout with 9:53 left in the half. It is Lamar's 14, Storm Lake 7. We'll take a short break. Bulldogs will punt it away when we return here on 1410 AM at 96.9 FM, KLEM Lamar's.
Whether you're building, remodeling, or renovating, choose the professional that you've come to trust. O.H. Livermore Construction. From commercial to residential remodeling to a complete renovation, contact O.H. Livermore Construction for a free estimate today. 540-6247. O.H. Livermore Construction, Lamar's. Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor. Williams & Company, CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamar's.
This is Elijah Doherty, and you are listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Storm Lake Tornado Field alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. Now we have a flag out of the Bulldog timeout. I'll blow the play dead. It is on the Tornadoes. And it'll be offsides with probably some encroachment in there that has to blow the play dead. So the Bulldogs will get a little bit more breathing room to kick this one away, but still have 4th down and 8. Yeah, they're going to have to still boot it away from their own 18-yard line. So Sione Fafita is back there. He takes a high snap, gets it down. Sends a high right-footed end-over-end kick. This one gets knocked down by the wind. Bounced at the 43. It does take a Bulldog roll into Tornado territory. It is down at the 49-yard line. So the Tornadoes will start on their own end of the field. And we do have a Tornado slow to get up on the play, and that's the last thing you want to see here on this play. Storm Lake is going to get some great field position out of it. They'll start at their own 48-yard line.
The wind really seemed to knock that down. The flag's kind of wrapped around the flagpole down there, so you can't really tell what type of wind is out there. But it looked like Sione got a good amount of that, and it just went straight up in the air almost.
Well, and that's probably what separates, a punter maybe like a Daniel Ramirez. You saw on the last kick, Gabe, he got a spiral on it. That's a really tough thing to do for a lot of kickers, but if you can get that spiral on it, it just acts like another throw. It cuts through the wind. It maybe rides with the wind a little bit too, but I mean, you can really get a punt to go far with a good spiral.
Yeah, they always say you need to turn it over, so you get that spin and you kind of turn it over and get the point going, and then if it can hit the ground, you just never know how much you can gain. So that's I mean, on that punt and those 3 downs, they gained 25 yards. So there's those hidden yards in the special teams that right now seems to be favoring Storm Lake. It favors Lamar's quite often with Giovanni and how things have gone, but tonight they at least in the last couple drives, they flipped the field a little bit.
And Storm Lake will now start at the 48-yard line. The injured Tornado that gets off the field with a little bit of help, but mostly under his own power, is Marcus Lichtenberg. He is the junior lineman for the Tornadoes. So Storm Lake will have 1st and 10. They start this one from their own 48-yard line. Some of the best field position the Tornadoes have had all night to start a drive. Here they go in the I formation look. It's Josh Steffen. He fakes the give to the fullback, has nowhere to go. The Bulldogs collapse that play too easily. Brought down for a loss of 2 back to the 46. It'll set up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, it looked like Steffen was trying to really read things and maybe even just kept it in the belly for a little bit too long and couldn't quite pull and get around the edge. He had a pitch back out there. Pitch back was in front of him. There was a little bit of pressure and there was nothing going there.
Do want to thank our video sponsors, bringing you the video stream of Bulldog football here on KLEM. Great sponsors like Julie Hurt, Realtor at Century 21 Pro Link, Northwest Bank, Peace Pizza House, as well as Easy Clean Car Wash. Steffen takes the shotgun snap on 2nd and 12. He takes a shot right sideline, over the shoulder catch, Trevor Turner, and he gets pushed out of bounds inside the red zone at the 14-yard line. What a dime from Josh Steffen to Trevor Turner. It picks up 40 yards. And the Tornadoes have 1st and 10 of the Bulldog 14.
Yeah, that was another explosive play. I mean, I guess I didn't expect to have so many explosive plays here in the first couple quarters out of both of these teams. Both are capable, obviously, but we haven't seen that from either of them yet this year. Storm Lake's kind of struggled offensively in all, and then Lamar's has been consistent, but maybe not as explosive as they've seen in the run game tonight.
Well, here we go. Tornadoes are back into the red zone. They have a chance to tie this thing up with 9 minutes to go in the first half. I formation look. Steffen the handoff up the middle. Julian Cortez punches forward. He's across the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. He's got 7 yards. Set up a very manageable 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and the confidence that Storm Lake's playing with right now, the energy on the sideline is quite a bit different than the energy on the Lamar sideline right now, and that's got to change if the outcome's going to change, and I'm sure that Coach Vigdahl is addressing that. He's noticing that, and he'll talk to the guys. But right now, the defense needs to not break, get this stop, and see what can happen.
2nd and 3 from the Bulldogs' 7-yard line. I formation look again for Steffen. He gives it to the fullback this time. Trying to bounce off tackle left side is Angel Carranza. And he gets a yard up to the 6. Doesn't quite have the first, but it is 3rd down and 2 now for the Tornadoes.
And that's a play where he's not going to probably get it very often. He's a big back, but he's not going to get it very often. But when he does, there's a possibility that good things could happen just because of the uncertainty. He's going to keep it a lot of the times, but when he gives it, he just needs a couple, 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, and that's what Carranza's been able to bring for them out of a fullback spot. He's averaging 3 yards a carry. He's only touched the ball on the ground 13 times this year for a grand total of 37 yards rushing. 3rd down and 2, 7:37 to go in the first half. I formation look again. Steffen the give to Cortez, the tailback, and Alex Allen blows it up behind the 5-yard line. No gain there on the stop by Allen. It'll be 4th down and 2, and now what do the Tornadoes do?
Well, they did have a field goal kicker. He was down here ready to go, but I think they're playing with house money here.
Yeah.
In the second quarter, just from the scores I've seen, they haven't been in this situation. So they're gonna ride the momentum, and they think they got the Bulldogs on their heels.
Here we go, 4th and 2. Steffen I formation, quarterback sneak up the middle. He's got the first, I think. Spot's got him at the 4. Forward progress is going to be his friend at this point. Oh, what do we think here?
Oh, that's close, but I think he got it.
That's a very close spot, but yeah, I would agree. I think the tip of the football is going to be enough. They are going to bring the measurement out just to be safe. Yeah, you don't want to have this kind of a play be left up just to the eyeball test. So they're going to stop the clock and measure it here.
Our angle's not real good.
No.
It does look like there's a little bit more space than what there was between the stick and the 5-yard line there.
Well, this is going to be huge. Do the Tornadoes get another set of downs to score? Or do the Bulldogs take over right here? Do they get off the field on 4th down? Here we go. They extend the chains. That is a 1st down for the Tornadoes.
That's by the tip of the ball, it looks like.
Oh,
can't quite tell, but
goodness.
A lot of that ball where he's holding it is covered up, so there wasn't by much.
It could not have been. They had to do the Gene Steratore, get the index card out.
The credit card, yeah.
Again, the rule is if any part of the football touches the plane of the 1st down marker, it's a 1st down. Doesn't matter how much of it is. Just has to be some of it. Here's 1st and goal now from the 4. Steffen the give to the fullback. Up the middle, it's Carranza. And Carranza's got some positive yardage up to the 3. He gains 1. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and he gets into the line, gets into the muddy mess, and then it's almost like they got a couple linemen that peel back and kind of give him a little push. The Bush push as they've kind of named it after Reggie Bush against Notre Dame. So a little bit of that going on, but the defensive line's gonna really have to be strong here.
6:15 to go in the first half. Bulldogs on top of Storm Lake 14-7, but the Tornadoes have 2nd and goal from the 3. Steffen in the I formation look, receivers on either side, takes the snap, keeps her on the left side, but there was some movement in the backfield. The running back got a head start as Steffen tried to keep her on the left side. So this one's going to come back. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Now it'll be 2nd and goal back to the 8.
A lot of teams have somewhat almost an automatic play where the quarterback can go up and just tap the center, and it looked like he gave him that, and it almost looked like the running back saw it and was going to try to give him a little bit of help. And the center wasn't quite ready for it, and so just a little bit of a tardy snap with the running back going and cost them 5 yards, which could be big down here.
Absolutely, yeah. That turns a 2nd and goal from the 3 into 2nd and goal from the 8. High formation look again for Steffen. The Bulldogs stack the box. No safeties as Steffen keeps around the right side. He sheds a tackler, but can't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. They bring him down at the 9 for a loss of 1. It's now going to be 3rd down and goal.
And as beautiful as the option game is when it's run well, if you get that penetration like Carson Ott provided there and get bodies in different spots and have to belly back, it just makes it muddy, and it's hard for the quarterback to make that decision.
Steffen has been Running the ball well, but yeah, and that kind of play, there's just not a whole lot for him to do. So 3rd and goal now from the 9 for the Tornadoes, of the Bulldog defense is trying to make a stand, keep them out of the end zone. 14-7 Lamars, 5:08 left in the half. Out of the gun is Steffen, 2 receivers on either side. He takes the helmet high snap, 3-step drop, steps up, rolls out to his left. He's looking to keep, spin back to the right side, and he's got nowhere to go. The Bulldogs stand him up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 4th down and goal, and here comes Derek Hernandez for a field goal.
Great job by Evan Jalis. Steffen had nowhere to throw it. He went to run. That's what he's going to do. And Evan Jalis did a great job of just kind of stalking him and shadowing him wherever he went and didn't allow him outside.
So this will be a 25-yarder just inside the left hash mark. Derek Hernandez is 0 for 3 on field goal tries, but he's 2 for 2 on his point after attempts. Here's the snap. Steffen's hold. A right-footed kick by Hernandez has plenty of leg, and it has plenty of accuracy and is good. Storm Lake gets a 25-yard field goal off of the right foot of Derek Hernandez, and the Tornadoes still trail this contest, but it's within 6. It's 14-10 in favor of Lamar's here in Class 4A district football. 4:17 left in the half. We're back with a kickoff after this. You're listening to high school football here on KLEM.
At American Bank, we believe in offering you what you want in a bank. Free checking, free debit and ATM cards, extended lobby and drive-up hours, competitive loans and deposit rates, online and mobile banking with bill payment and mobile deposit services. American Bank, achieving success together for over 130 years.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Get a special loan rate from Northwest Bank. Take a vacation, buy a car, or consolidate debt. Use the equity in your home for what you want. Northwest Bank's home equity line of credit special of 4.99% annual percentage rate fixed for 18 months. Then variable rate thereafter. Currently 5% APR. This offer is available for a limited time to qualified borrowers. Stop in or call 800-678-4105 for details about credit costs and terms. Apply online at nw.bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Commitment you can bank on.
This is Tegan Kazel, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Storm Lake alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. Derek Hernandez with a 25-yard field goal. He now sends this kickoff
Wide
into
open.
the night sky, and it's fielded by Fafita. Takes it out to the 10, 15, 20, middle of the field, 25, 30. And he's tackled forward across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Good field position for the Bulldogs. And now, Gabe, that offense comes back out into the field with a chance to increase that lead to 2 scores.
Yeah, 4:10 left. I don't think this is the position that Lamar's probably thought they were going to be in.
Nope.
I think they were a little bit more confident they could move the ball a little bit more. They've done great, but they had the one possession where they didn't, and they just haven't had the ball much. So it'll be important to get something on the board here before half.
Kazel motions a receiver left to right, fakes the give to the end around and hands it off left side to Doherty, breaking tackles all the way across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Doherty broke about 3 or 4 tackles as he picks up 14 and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he was just kind of throwing people by there, so it was a great run by Elijah, and see if they can get a little bit of a tempo or a little bit of movement going here as far as continuing down the field.
Bulldogs now at their own 45, and they lead this contest 14-10, 3:45 to go here in the first half. Bulldogs trying to start district play 1-0. Kazel in the gun, 2 receivers either side. He throws a screen pass right side. It's Nolan Cass trying to get outside the numbers. He breaks the first tackle, but then gets tripped up out of bounds, and he's down at the 49. The Bulldog 49. It's a gain of 4 for Cass, and it's 2nd and 6.
Just a good quick screen, making them go right and left. Everything's been up the middle so far tonight. So trying to test the outside and see if Nolan could break a little bit. He got a few yards there, but I'm sure that's something they'll come back to. Sione hasn't seen one yet, so that they want to give him an option, even though they do have 2 guys over top of him at this point in time.
2 men on the backfield here for Kazel. He motions one out, and Doherty to the left side. 3 receivers out there. Kazel gives it around the right side. It's Connor Jalis. He's across midfield into Tornado territory. It's brought down to the 47. It's a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd down and 2.
That one looked like it was a little bit of confusion. I don't know if Tegan wanted to keep that and go the other way and Connor, but that's something that, with the amount of running backs that they have running through there, sometimes it can get a little bit – They get a little bit confused. So we'll see. It's a big 3rd down here. I know that the Bulldogs want to score here with 2.5 minutes left in the half. They get the ball back.
3rd and 2 from the Tornado 47. Motion Wadley into the backfield. They fake the give to him, and the handoff goes to Doherty. He's got the first down across the 45 to the Tornado 42. It's a gain of 5 and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Now stop the clock just a little bit to get it set and give them a new set of downs, and now you're in Storm Lake territory, ready to go with 2 minutes left. Get this score here, and then get the ball back at half, and you can do some good things as far as the outcome goes.
And, the nice thing is, too, the clock is running, but you don't really need to be in too much of a hurry at this point. You still got a little bit of time on the clock there. 1st and 10 from the Tornado 42 with 2 minutes exactly left in the half. Fakes the handoff. Kazel runs around the left side. He's got the carry to the corner to the 40, 38-yard line. We've got a flag downfield, another flag on the far sideline.
That's going to be 15 on them. I don't know what the first one is.
Yeah, well, I thought there probably could have been a block in the back of the outside on the Bulldogs, and that could have ended up messing with the yardage. But we'll see. As of right now, Kazel's got a couple of yards on first down. The clock obviously stopped with 1:51 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, and this will, could be a really big play if it ends up going one way or another, but we'll see. I see they're talking to the coach over here, and they're meeting over there closer to the Lamar sideline, so we'll see what ends up happening.
Well, I guess the question becomes, do both of them offset, or does one trounce the other?
Usually when it's two, it's an offset situation, but we don't always. We've seen stranger things happen.
I have seen one where they apply both, and if one's, say, 15, the other's 10. They are moving the football up from the spot of the one foul. We've got a hold on Lamar's, and then a personal foul on the Tornadoes. So, they did end up netting the 5 yards worth of the penalty up to the Tornado 28-yard line. So that's going to be a first down here for the Bulldogs.
Well, there it is. Now we know. Yeah. That was an interesting – I've never seen them just go from a spot and mark it off. Usually they go to the spot of the ball. But we'll take it, and 1:51, first down, gain 5 yards, and got extra, and we'll see what happens here.
So, the Bulldogs in a really good spot. 1:51 to go in the half. They lead 14-10 over Storm Lake. Motioning Jalis into the backfield. Kazel drops to throw, lobs it up, right seam for Fafita coming back to the football. He made a diving catch at the 8-yard line. What a grab by Sione Fafita. He got around the defender, got his hands underneath, and no, they called it incomplete at the last second.
Wait, what?
They called it incomplete. And so it'll be 2nd down and 10. After all of that, Fafita had a little bit of a celebration, but they end up saying he did not come up with a football, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
That was the latest incomplete call I think I've seen in a while.
Absolutely.
Neither of them really responded, so you just assumed it was a catch.
Well, and I saw this line's judge, or this side official, point to the umpire upfield,
and he didn't respond.
No.
But 2nd and 10.
They got to respond here. They motion Jalis out of the backfield. Handoff goes up the middle. It's Doherty to the 25-yard line, left seam. He's got to the 23. It's a 5-yard gain for Elijah to set up 3rd and 5. 1:25 to go in the half.
Yeah, and I think going back to that pass, Tegan will tell you he's got to get enough on that so that's completed. Fafita is such a weapon out there, and we know he can jump. We know he's athletic. He can go up and get it. Yeah. Give him a ball he can go get. But again, into the wind. Maybe that's playing a little bit of that effect.
Yeah, it is. The flag's not moving a whole lot, but there is a noticeable wind, maybe up higher in the jet stream potentially than what the flag can show. Here's 3rd and 5. Fake of the give. Kazel keeps around the left side. He's got across the 20 into the red zone to the 15-yard line. A gain of 8 for Tegan Kazel, and the Bulldogs will have first down into the red zone.
And they're hurrying. It doesn't look like they're going to call a timeout yet. They're going to.
You have 2 left.
Continue going with what they have. 50 seconds left. Still plenty of time when you're only at the 12-yard line.
Out of the gun. Handoff. Right side. Doherty trying to go off tackle. Stiff arms a man. Dragging another to the 10. He's got 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Now you got to call it.
And, here comes Ken Vigdahl to the line's judge. He wants a timeout. He is barking it. He finally gets the timeout off with 34 seconds left in the half. And that'll stop the clock here as the Bulldogs get 5 yards, and we'll have 2nd and 5 after this break. Lamar's Community trying to extend their lead to 2 possessions. It's 14-10. Bulldogs back in 30 seconds here on KLEM Lamar's.
It's the corner for fashion. Clausen's on the corner downtown Lamar's. For men's, young men's, and ladies' clothing, a shoe department, and formal wear too. In-store alterations, gift cards, and personal service. Clausen's on the corner downtown Lamar's.
Score big with the Sitzman Real Estate Team. Hometown realtors Shane, Peggy, Lance, and Patty are cheering the Mars Bulldogs and Galen Jays on to a victory. Buying or selling, call the Sitzman Real Estate Team today at 546-7881.
This is Bo Wadley, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Welcome you back to Storm Lake alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. As you're either listening to this contest on KLEM Radio or watching on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel, we're glad to have you along. 34 seconds left in the half. Bulldogs up 14-10, coming out of their own timeout. They have 2nd and 5 from the Tornado 10. They give the end around Wadley. They flip it back to Jalis around the left side to the 5 to the pylon. He's into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. It is Connor Jalis from the second time here on the ground this season. And the second time tonight, Connor Jalis, his second rushing touchdown, has the Bulldogs up 20-10 late in quarter number 2.
Great block out on the edge by Nolan Cass, and that's a long block when they're running all the way across the field like that, and to keep it clean, hands inside, doing the right thing. That was a great job, great execution down there towards the end zone. A little bit of reverse action again.
And the Bulldogs are back up by 2 scores. Giovanni Kabonga with a right-footed boot. It's through the uprights. It's good. It's 21-10. Lamar's on top. 26 seconds left before halftime. Tornadoes will have a quick response. We'll have it for you when we return on KLEM.
Does it bug you to drive through a car wash to get the bugs off and all you get is a wet car with the bugs still there? Then drive to the Easy Clean Car Wash in Mars. With Easy Clean state-of-the-art technology, you'll be in and out in just minutes with a bug-free shine. And a tenant will assist you. They'll pre-wash the hard-to-reach areas to get those bugs off. Choose from a single wash or a gift card where you'll receive the 6th wash free. Or how about an annual pass with unlimited washes for a year? Satisfaction guaranteed at Easy Clean Car Wash just east of Hy-Vee on 12th Street in Mars. Easy Clean Car Wash, making it easy.
This is Connor Jalis, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we'll welcome you back here to Storm Lake, and I'll welcome you back from the guy who scored 2 touchdowns. Connor Jalis bringing you back into action alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. 26 seconds left to go here in the first half. The Bulldogs on top of Storm Lake, 21-10. After a 10-yard rushing touchdown by Connor Jalis, caps off an 8-play, 69-yard drive in just shy of 4 full minutes. Kabongo now tries a short kick. It is bobbled around to the 20-yard line, picked up by the Tornadoes, and they stop him down to the 24, forward progress. So the Tornadoes will have 23 seconds left to go before halftime. And, Gabe, I think that touchdown by the Bulldogs takes a little bit of extra significance as well. If you remember, the Tornadoes started with the football. So the Bulldogs, as long as they can stop the Tornadoes here, will have a chance to go 2 for 1.
Yeah, and that's always important, especially in a game of, with the momentum has really been with Storm Lake for a lot of the night. Yeah, they haven't ever led the game, but the momentum has been with them for many reasons. They made some big plays, so being able to stop them here and maybe get something good to happen.
Here's Steffen rolling out left, looking for a Hail Mary, but he gets hit as he throws, and the ball stays in play. Evan Jalis picks it up at the 15-yard line. He's tackled out of bounds at the 12.
Oh, no.
Steffen is slow to get up. Carson Ott hit him. So did Markevius Moten, was in on the tackle. And then Evan Jalis picked up the fumble. He's down to the 12. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll have a chance to add on some more here before halftime.
Oh, insult to injury, too. Steffen's a little bit banged up. Yeah, that was Carson Ott there coming around the edge and just chased him down. He looked like he was going to try to take a shot there, and he ended up getting hit pretty hard here. Now Lamar still has 1 timeout, 14 seconds, and a kicker that can with a good leg. So all the momentum for Lamar's right now.
14 seconds left in the half. It is Tegan Kazel lining up in the gun. 2 receivers on either side. And they get things rolling here on 1st down and 10. Kazel, a high snap, drops to throw, steps up in the pocket, has his check down left side into the flats. It's Doherty to the 10. He broke a tackle to the 5. Race into the pylon. He does not get in. He's down to the 1. Timeout is called. They do get the timeout with 2 seconds left before halftime. And so Doherty gets down to the 1. Oh, boy, now what do you do here? 12 yards. He got down to the 1-yard line. Oh, boy, Gabe, this is close enough where if you think you got a play to get into the end zone,
yeah,
you do it.
Yeah. It's hard to kick a field goal from that angle, with it being
right.
such a chip shot. I've seen it before in some pretty big games, some close field goals be missed at the end of the first half. And so that could that's a tough field goal for Giovanni or any kicker to make. So, I think Lamar's goes for this and tries to power it in, and now you get a 3-for-1, for lack of better words.
Yeah,
you use
absolutely.
the 2-for-1, and now you get the ball back and possibly up another score. But I think you try to do everything you can to get this thing in the end zone
Well, here we go. Last play of the half could potentially get the Bulldogs up 3 possessions and again get a chance to start the second half with a score. As this broadcast of Bulldog football brought to you in part by Williams & Company, Rex Winkle Funeral Home, Hy-Vee, Clausen's Clothing, Tenninger Insurance, State Farm Agent Michael Crank, Van Sanitation, and the Lamar's Agri Center. Some of our many great sponsors that we'll mention throughout the night. So here we go. Bulldogs have first and goal from the 1. 2 seconds left in the half. Lamar's trying to tack on some more. Storm Lake now calls a timeout ahead of this first and goal play. So we'll take a timeout with the Tornadoes this time. We'll step aside. Final play of the half after this on KLEM.
Who has time to sit and wait and wait and wait to wash your car? Choose Easy Clean Car Wash. We'll have you in and out in under 4 minutes with a shine that will make people talk. Easy Clean Car Wash, making it easy. Just east of Hy-Vee on 12th Street, Lamar's.
Floyd Valley Healthcare wants you to play at the peak of your skills. Don't forget to stretch your muscles, hydrate, and schedule your wellness checks to reach your full potential. Best of luck from Floyd Valley Healthcare in Lamar.
This is Sione Fafita, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Well, we welcome you back here to Storm Lake Field as the Tornadoes trying to keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone here to end the first half. Alongside Gabe Davis, I'm Daniel Versteg. You're listening to high school football here on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM. That's KLEM Lamar's online audio at KLEM1410.com and online video on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. We have links to that on our social media page, on our website, and you can also just search for it on YouTube. As it is first and goal at the 1. 2 seconds left before half. The Bulldogs up 21-10. As Tegan Kazel goes up under center. It's a quarterback sneak straight up the middle. Kazel with some push from behind. He gets into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. Kazel's first rushing touchdown of the year. It comes from a yard out and sends us into the halftime break with the Bulldogs up big. It's now 27-10 with a point after pending.
Yep, and oh, hold on. The band's on the field, literally.
The band is on the field. Oh, the band is out of the field.
I don't think they're supposed to be.
I've always wanted to say that after the Stanford Cow play. I've always wanted to say that.
There they are.
Not quite the dramatization of 40-plus years ago. Kabongo will get the point after try through the uprights, and now the band can come on the field, and now we can go to halftime. With our score, Lamar's 28, Storm Lake 10. We'll take a timeout when we come back. Our halftime coverage has the Bulldogs lead by 18 heading into the locker room. You're listening to high school football. It's coming your way right here on 1410 AM at 96.9 FM, KLEM Lamar's.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Young and old alike enjoy the competition of high school sports. Some participate, some watch, and some remember how it was. It's only a game, but it offers great life lessons and memories that last a lifetime. A few thoughts from Dan and Lori Rexwinkle of Rex Winkle Funeral Homes in Lamar's and Akron.
It takes a strong body and a strong mind to make you an athlete. So train hard and play smart. Play with confidence and always expect the unexpected. This message was brought to you by Van Sanitation and Recycling, proud supporters of local athletics.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
Prime Bank is pleased to support educational opportunities at Galen Catholic and Lamar's community. We're proud to support our students in the classroom, on the playing field, in the band room, on stage, or in any extracurricular activity. Prime Bank works hard to help all of our children excel in their endeavors.
Member FDIC.
Make sure your life runs smoothly with an upgraded internet package from Premier Communications, connecting you with the internet speed and television access package that best fits your wants and needs. Premier Communications is happy to support our area coaches, athletes, and the parents who support them. Have a great season.
Being on the winning team in Northwest Iowa for over 130 years, Iowa State Bank is a proud supporter of all our area high school sports teams.
Iowa State Bank, we're ready for you.
Hi, this is Julie Hurt with Century 21 ProLink in Lamars, your local real estate expert dedicated to results. Whether buying or selling a home, call me, Julie Hurt, with Century 21 ProLink in Lamars at 540-7757. That's 540-7757.
Get a special loan rate from Northwest Bank. Take a vacation, buy a car, or consolidate debt. Use the equity in your home for what you want. Northwest Bank's home equity line of credit special of 4.99% annual percentage rate fixed for 18 months. Then variable rate thereafter. Currently 5% APR. This offer is available for a limited time to qualified borrowers. Stop in or call 800-678-4105 for details about credit costs and terms. Apply online at nw.bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Commitment you can bank on.
Since 1932, Tenninger Insurance has been providing the area with dependable insurance coverage. A.J. Tenninger continues the tradition as an independent insurance agent dedicated to serving you. Tenninger Insurance, Plymouth Street, Lamars. Galen Catholic School, excellence in education, leadership through Christ. For information...
This is Carson Ott, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Well, we welcome you back out to Storm Lake, Tornado Field, alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. Our score heading into the halftime break, it is Lamar's 28, Storm Lake 10. Some scores late in the contest, late in the first half, I should say, got the Bulldogs on the board and have them rolling. Let's take a look at the first half stats here as they sit right now. For Storm Lake, the Tornadoes with 78 yards rushing, 67 passing for a nice balanced total of 145 yards of offense. The Bulldogs with 188 yards rushing, only 15 passing, have a total of 203 yards of total offense. The Bulldogs 9.7 yards per play compared to Storm Lake's just 5. The Tornadoes did turn the ball over once. It equaled a touchdown for the Bulldogs after they got in following the fumble. On third down tries, the Bulldogs are 2 for 3. Storm Lake is 1 for 7. Tornadoes also 2 for 3 on fourth down tries. Bulldogs are 0 for 1. Some of the individual numbers here in the first half. Tegan Kazel 2 for 3 for 15 yards passing. And those completions to Elijah Doherty and Nolan Cass. Running the football, it's been a great night for Elijah Doherty. 7 rushes, 75 yards. He's got a running touchdown. Connor Jalis, how about him? 4 carries, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tegan Kazel, 4 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown in there. Bo Wadley has a 27-yard end around as well. On the defensive side, it is Evan Jalis, who's got 3 tackles on the night. Wadley's got a couple as well. Carson Ott with 2 tackles, including a sack. One of them forced a fumble. For Storm Lake, Tornado quarterback Josh Steffen is 2 for 4 passing the football for 67 yards and a touchdown. That's a touchdown reception going to Brody Bachman, a 27-yard score. And it was a 40-yard reception by Trevor Turner that got them set up for their field goal. 25-yarder for Derek Hernandez. Running the football, it is Josh Steffen, 11 carries, 51 yards. And then you also got Julian Cortez, who's got 10 carries for 26 yards. As the Tornadoes, again, they trail this contest 28-10 here at halftime. Well, the Bulldogs, they had a good end of the first half game, but, I think if you're the Bulldogs, you might be just a tad disappointed with how you started the contest out there in quarter number 1. You get a score, you think you have a stop, and then the Tornadoes march down the field and get into the end zone. But I think all things considered, they've responded about as good as you can ask them to.
Yeah, the response really was good. It's such a fluky play, and that's the only way that you're going to learn about a situation like that is to experience it with the punt that doesn't get to the line of scrimmage, picks it up and goes, and then they drive down. And I just don't think they came out of that funk, for lack of better words, to get the stop like they needed to. But they responded well. They ended up coming back. It got it to 14-7, 14-10, and then 2 scores in the last 25 seconds of the half, and then you get the ball back to you're at 28-10 right now. Hopefully you can get the ball back, good field position, and get another score, make it 35-10, and you're feeling a lot better about things. Is it the perfect execution? Nope. But this was one of those games that possibly, as the look ahead with homecoming next week, and Webster City coming to town, and all those things, and Storm Lake's homecoming. So they're excited, and they've got some momentum early in the game, and they've made some plays that they haven't made this year. And so then when they do make them, it adds a little bit of fuel to their fire. So you weathered the storm. Hopefully, no pun intended, hopefully it's over. And now you can come out, continue to execute, dominate the second half, and get some other people some reps.
Well, yeah, as you say, I mean, all of the formula going into this contest, has Lamar's maybe in a bit of a trap game. And I think, the second quarter is got to be something that Coach Vigdahl is highlighting right now, because you say, hey, look at what you guys were able to do to end the first half. You were able to make some stops defensively. You force a turnover. You get a couple of quick touchdowns. And you're back in the driver's seat of the contest, and that's got to feel good for the Bulldogs here heading into halftime.
Yeah, and one thing this team's done, I mean, you go back to the Sergeant Bluff game when they were down and out. I mean, it seemed like that wasn't going to go our way. They come all the way down the field, get it to happen, win that game. Heelan, they were pretty comfortable for the most part all night long. East doesn't go their way. It has they have a couple plays at the end of the first half that really kind of turn the tables on that, and it goes south in a hurry. And then last week, the back and forth with MOC never really leading until the end of the game, and then having the situation with Sione at the end of the first half that makes a big play. They see how important one play is, no matter when it is, and unfortunately, they couldn't drop it like they wanted to. They couldn't let it go, the punt, and then they continued down the field, and Storm Lake had that momentum. But they're learning from it. This is still a young team. They do have some veteran players, but it still is a young team. And Coach Vigdahl's, it's his second year still here at Lamar's, and he's still trying to impose those things on his culture and how things go. And that's one of the things he's going to be saying is, hey, we've got to forget about it as soon as it happens.
Well, and that's the thing about this Bulldog football team is you highlighted, obviously, the 2 games that come to mind right away with the MOC game and the Sergeant Bluff Luton game. 2 games that really showcase the Bulldogs' fight, obviously with some dramatic circumstances late in the contest. But as you say, it showed in East. Again, a 35-point loss. It's not going to show on the scoreboard, but they showed some fight there. And then, obviously the dominant performance against Bishop Heelan. And, now tonight, this is a Bulldog team that I think you never want to question a team's effort, obviously, but last year maybe didn't have the drive like this year's team does. This year's team, it feels like no matter what situation you throw them in, they're going to respond, whether it's a stop on defense or a touchdown offensively. They are going to make a play, and that has got to be the really cool thing. You talk to Ken. He talks culture.
Yes.
And that kind of fight, that kind of drive can only be built through a good football culture.
Yes, and it just starts with every play's a new one, and that's what every day's a new one, every game's a new one, and that's why you can't take a Storm Lake team that's 0-4 and maybe by the numbers doesn't look like they're going to come out and they're going to play their tails off, and I'm sure that's what's being talked about, and Storm Lake's not going to go in at halftime and come out and not try. They're going to come out, and so they're saying, hey, we need to go down and score. We need to continue building for the future and building for the rest of this year, for the rest of this game, and get the ball rolling. And like you said, this is district play now.
Yeah.
So it all matters a little bit more.
Yep.
And when you can notch that first district win, it's a big feather and it can give you that boost as you continue forward.
Let's talk a little X's and O's here. It's 28-10. Lamar's on top of Storm Lake. I didn't realize really how little we've had of throwing the football here tonight. The Tornadoes have run the football a lot. Bulldogs have run the ball a lot. And I know with their offense, they want to be able to run the football first. And we've seen that here tonight from a standpoint of, say, an Elijah Doherty who's got a handful of yards, and Tegan's been able to keep the ball well. Connor Jalis has gotten to the outside. This is a Bulldog team that seems anyway a little bit more confident running the football. What do you think is behind that? What have we seen from the running game so far?
Well, that's just something that I shouldn't say every team, almost every team wants.
Yeah.
And I know that Coach Vigdahl, he is a run first type of coach, and that's how he wants the offense. Now, you're going to go to whatever's been most successful, and we know what type of electric things Sione can do. And, Nolan Cass is a very good athlete, and Tegan's been very good, throwing the ball and being effective in that way. But ultimately, they want to run the ball, and it hasn't shown yet this year. Elijah has been hit in the backfield, and he always battles. It never is just one guy to take him down. But seeing him break a big one, having 70 yards on 7 carries is really where we want him. And then being able to have a variety of people with big plays. Bo has the ability. Jalis has the ability. Tegan has the ability. And now, Elijah's done it for 3 years now. So having that variety when you can turn and spin around and hand it to this guy, it makes it tough. And so a lot of these things is getting some things on film, building that confidence so that way next week and the weeks after you can continue running the ball, because when it gets cold in Iowa, throwing the ball is great, but you're going to play some outdoor games where it's cold, possibly rainy, who knows, snow, and if you can't run the ball, you're just not going to be as effective, hopefully, in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is try and catch a frozen football up and down the field, and then, try and keep your footing on the icy field as well. It's halftime here. Lamar's is up 28-10. The Bulldogs are going to get the second half kickoff, but we'll take a short break right now. When we come back, we're going to check on some scores from around Northwest Iowa. We're going to get you, or try and get you anyway, some scores from around the district. Again, Denison Schleswig is taking on Spencer. Fort Dodge taking on Webster City. We'll try and get those scores for you. And then we'll get some scores from around Plymouth County. So a big lead, some homecoming games around Plymouth County. We'll get you all those scores coming up when we return on our halftime coverage. Bulldogs up by 18. They'll get the football to start the second half. You're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Campbell's Lawn and Landscape is a proud supporter of local athletics. Hard work and determination is what leads to success, and just like the team, Campbell's Lawn and Landscapes believes the same with their business. Give them a call today at 540-5434.
Success is born of skill and team. Like the teams playing, CNOS has combined award-winning skill and teamwork into the premier medical facility in the region. For the areas of joint, bone, muscle, nerve, and brain are treated with the skills of comprehensive care from a team of highly trained experts. And CNOS takes care of many of the student athletes in Siouxland. CNOS is proud to bring you this game. Go to CNOS.net to learn more.
Hi, Jessica G. Well, hello, Libby Lexus. I'm so excited to get the spa treatment at Easy Clean Car Wash. My owner knows how much I love the soft water. Oh, and the quick massage just makes my bumpers tingle.
And the blow dry is to die for. It always leaves my exterior sleek and shiny.
My owner bought me a year pass so I can have the spa treatment anytime I want.
Hey, ladies. Ooh, nice tires.
Oh, Mickey Mustang, you're such a player.
Easy Clean Car Wash. Give your car the spa treatment today. East of Hy-Vee Lamar's.
This is Ken Vigdahl, head football coach of the Lamar's football team. You're listening to Bulldog Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM KLEM.
We welcome you back to Storm Lake High School and Tornado Field as the Bulldogs lead the Tornadoes 28-10 here in Class 4A District 1 action. Let's catch up on some scores from around Northwest Iowa. It is a busy night of high school football here around the area, whether you're looking at Class 4A District 1, you're looking at Plymouth County. We've got all of those scores for you to the best that we can. We'll start with our Plymouth County scores. In Lamar's at Jim Lorenzen Field, the 10th-ranked Jays of Galen Catholic, they lead Akron Westfield 21-12. That game is at the halftime break. In Remsen tonight, the number one team in Class 8 player football. That's Remsen St. Mary's. They're holding their homecoming. Well, and they are not messing around. They lead Fort Dodge St. Edmund 42-0. That game is at the half. All right, other scores at the halftime break in Marcus. How about a great showing by the Royals here on homecoming? They trail South O'Brien just 14-7 at the halftime break. And the Wolverines, an outstanding football team, and the Royals showing up big on homecoming. Good to see from Coach Oswald and the squad as they try and get their first district win of 2022. It's been a tough break for the Royals all throughout the season. Other scores, we don't have a score update from this one, but Kingsley Pearson and Newell Fonda are in action. That's a big district contest. The Mustangs ranked in the top 5 in 8-player football. Now to Class 4A District 1. Here are the matchups that Bulldog and Tornado fans are paying attention to. The Spencer Tigers, they lead Denison Schleswig with the last score update there in the first quarter. It was 14-0 Tigers. In quarter number 2, how about Webster City? They lead Fort Dodge 21-14. That game is at Dodger Stadium in Fort Dodge. That game is in quarter number 2. All right, some other scores from around the area. Unity Christian leads Okoboji 21-0 in the first quarter. No score update in this one, but this is a big one as well. Hartley Melvin Sanborn and Alta Aurelia. Central Lyon George Little Rock blowing out Cherokee 43-8 at the half. Spirit Lake leads OABCIG 14-0 at half. It is Woodbury Central leading Lawton Bronson. That score 21-0. And those are pretty much the scores we have from around the area. We'll take another short break. When we come back, more Bulldog football here on KLEM Lamar's.
Connected Electric South is your electrical headquarters for residential, commercial, and agriculture. Call for a free quote today at 546-5062. Call Connected Electric South for all your electrical needs. 546-5062.
Klein Insulation can provide you with a complete insulation system for your attic, crawl spaces, and foundation walls. Call Kyle with Klein Insulation at 540-5691. That's 540-5691.
Colbeck Incorporated is proud to support local high school athletics. They encourage you to play hard and play smart and always show good sportsmanship. Best of luck from your friends, Brian, Kevin, and Wayne Colbeck.
This is Elijah Doherty, and you are listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back here to Storm Lake alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteeg. Sione Fafita takes the opening kickoff of the second half down the right sideline to the 40. And that's all he can get, but a great run back there for Fafita. He found the hole up the right sideline, and the Bulldogs will have great field position to start quarter number 3.
Yeah, nice return. It almost looked like he lost his feet and maybe slipped a little bit over there. Otherwise, there might have been a little bit different outcome, but you get good field position, and now you can, capitalize on those 2 scores that happened at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you really want to extend your lead here. You've been given an opportunity to do so. The Bulldogs would love to take advantage of it. Here's 1st and 10. Kazel in the gun. He motions a tight end to the backfield. Gives it to Connor Jalis around the left side. He's looking up the seam.
Nice
he
cut.
breaks a tackle 45-50. He's in the open field. Left numbers to the 40. And he's tackled out of bounds on the Storm Lake side of the field at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 22. For Connor Jalis, it's 1st and 10.
A great cut by Connor, and Nolan's doing an excellent job on the perimeter blocking. That's really, that's what makes those 5-yard, 10-yard runs 20 and 25 yards.
And if you think a wide receiver, all they do is catch, you get on the field when you can block at the outside.
Absolutely.
Here's 1st and 10 of the Tornado 38. 4 receivers out of the spread, gun formation, handoff up the middle. Doherty bounces off the first tackler, gets across the 35 to the 34. It's a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Another rep where it's just not one guy. It just never is one guy that brings down Elijah Doherty. He's too big, too strong, and you just don't see it. So he bounced off the first guy, and he was being blocked. Drew was blocking him, but couldn't get his hands on him, and Elijah made the best of it.
So 2nd down and 6 now from the Tornado 34. 2 receivers either side. Kazel drops back to throw. Has some time.
Field.
Throws deep over the right seam. 2 receivers there. And Bo Wadley ends up hauling it in and falling into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. Bo Wadley from 34 yards out. Him and Nolan Cass are on the same part of the field, but Wadley gets it for 6, and the Bulldogs lead 34-10.
I was looking at Sione. Sione was open right down the middle of the field, so I thought maybe he was going that route, and then he ended up throwing it over there. And I don't know if Nolan gave an all-out effort, but if he would have, he might have stolen that one from Bo.
Well, it's a good thing he did, and it made things a lot simpler. Now Giovanni Cabango with a point after try. Snap and spot. The point after. That is good. Inside the right upright. And the Bulldogs take a 35-10 lead over Storm Lake to start the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break. When we come back, Tornadoes will have our spots here on KLEM.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
This is Tegan Kazel, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back here to Storm Lake alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Verstank. Tegan Kazel welcomes you back to the broadcast after a 34-yard touchdown pass to Bo Wadley has put the Bulldogs up 35-10 on Storm Lake here to start quarter number 3. And so, in the grand scheme of about a minute or 2 minutes of game action, the Bulldogs have scored 3 touchdowns from the first half to the second half. As Kabongo boots this one through the end zone for a touchback, Storm Lake will start 1st and 10 with their the football at their own 20.
Yeah, and just as you talked about at halftime, not a lot of passing. They go to the air and get their first score. So that's a positive thing for the Bulldog offense. You know, they've had couple of explosive plays on the run side, now a pass explosive play, and that's exactly how you want to come out of half. You know, get a score, maybe not in 3 plays, but you'll take it anytime you can get them for sure.
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem there for the Bulldogs side of the field. As Josh Steffen comes out on 1st and 10 under the center, I formation, handoff around the left side. Julian Cortez fights forward and does not gain any forward progress. They stop him at the 20. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Looks like we got an injured. Not sure what happened up there. Looks like he's holding his shoulder, his arm.
Yeah, that is Brody Bachman, the wide receiver who hauled in a touchdown reception earlier on in the night. And, yeah, he's grabbing that left shoulder. It is that kind of limp there. Yeah,
he was out there blocking Sadowski, and as they kind of separated, it didn't look like anybody hit the ground or anything, but maybe just extended it in a way that made it pretty uncomfortable. He looks pretty uncomfortable right now. Hopefully he's okay.
And hopefully he doesn't have to be made more uncomfortable with something going down on there with the trainer. 2nd down and 10 from the 20. Oh, the Bulldogs had some movement at the line, but they stayed on side as Steffen goes under center. I formation, handoff right side. It's Julian Cortez. Gets a yard to the 21, and that's going to set up 3rd down and 9.
That was a good job of holding it. It looks like they tried a little bit longer count maybe to see what was going on there for the Bulldogs, and they did a great job on the line. A little flinch, but as long as you don't go over in high school, you're good to go.
Right.
And you know, college you can get back. In high school, once you break that plane, it's a 5-yard penalty. So good job of holding, and gets them in a 3rd and long, which is not where anybody wants to be.
Well, this is another good spot here if you're the Bulldog defense. You forced Storm Lake into a few of these 3rd down and long scenarios, but the Tornadoes have somehow been able to make it 4th and short, 4th and manageable most of the night. If you're the Bulldogs, you want to get them off the field here and
not get this play off.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the play clock's down to 1 second. Oh, they just get it off. Steffen drops back to throw after the under center snap. He keeps it up the right seam, and Evan Jalis wraps him up and brings him down for just a gain of 1 to the 22-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 8, and here comes the punting unit as the Tornadoes go 3 and out.
Evan Jalis has done a great job of just almost spying Steffen on a few different plays. You know, they're sending some pressure and getting some backers in there, and he's just waiting and kind of shadowing him wherever he goes. Jalis is right there.
So, yeah, the punting scenario comes out here. It'll be Daniel Ramirez again, the senior. Came into tonight averaging just 24 yards a punt. He had a 57-yard boomer earlier in the night. This snap bounces to Ramirez. He gets a high right-footed end-over-end kick. It's ending up in the wind. It bounces at the 39. Now it's picked up by the Bulldogs. Bo Wadley takes it left sideline to the 10. Tight ropes the sideline, but he's out of bounds at the 9. So the Bulldogs will have 1st and goal. Did you see a flag come out?
No, I just saw Drew Gallus come flying through there, and that probably should have been a penalty. They are very fortunate on that. I don't think anybody saw it.
No, nobody saw it except for you, it seems like.
Yeah, and it was right about where it was picked up. I think their coaches saw it, and I don't think they loved it much. But maybe it was 100% clean. It was one of those that looked like it was kind of defenseless player that sometimes gets called there. But a great heads-up play by Bo to get that return and put him in really good position here early again.
Yeah, he kept the play going, and he gets rewarded for it. 1st and goal from the 9 on a great return by Wadley. Handoff up the middle. It is Elijah Doherty. He fights forward and gets down to the 2. It's a gain of 7. Now it'll be 2nd and goal.
And that's a great 1st down run right up the middle. He had bodies on him, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see Elijah get that same call again.
2nd down and goal here from the 2-yard line. It is Kazel in the gun, 2 receivers on either side. Handoff around the right side. It is Doherty breaking a tackle and punching his way into the end zone for another Bulldog touchdown for the 2nd time tonight. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Doherty is into the end zone for now. There's a flag that comes in As for the moment, Elijah Doherty has his second rushing touchdown of the night, but we will see.
It might be post-play because that was pretty late. It looked like everything had happened. You know, unfortunately, sometimes you get a little bit of chippiness in some of these situations and emotions take over. I mean, they are 14, 15, 18-year-old kids, and they kind of say and maybe do some things that aren't very smart sometimes on the field because they let the emotion get the best of them. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, see if the White Hat has. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a microphone. This would be the nice part for us if he did have a microphone to be able to hear exactly what the call is, especially if he takes a touchdown off the board. Nope, they are going to spot the PAT.
Dead ball.
And, it will be a touchdown. It'll be a personal foul. It is on the Bulldogs, though, and they're going to take it on the kickoff, I believe.
Yes.
So it'll be a point after try, regular one here.
Yeah, post-play meant that they weren't going to take it off the board, so they're going to let it go. They don't want to back them up on an extra point.
Kabongo with a point after try off of the Kazel hold. It is through the uprights and good. So the 2-yard touchdown run by Elijah Doherty stands is called. He's got his second touchdown of the night. And the Bulldogs lead this one by 32. We'll have the kickoff for you when we return. You're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Focus, determination, and teamwork are just a few qualities needed to succeed in sports and in school. At Northwest Bank, attention to these same qualities is important to us. Our goal is to provide you with the best products and banking solutions. Best of luck, athletes, and keep reaching for your goals. Member FDIC.
Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's is a proud supporter of area athletics. They focus on strong, healthy bodies with all their dairy products. And they continue to strive hard to provide the best possible dairy products to their customers. That's Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's.
This is Bo Wadley, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Storm Lake High School, Tornado Field, alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. It is 42-10. The Bulldogs, big lead over Storm Lake. They've scored 2 touchdowns here in the span of 3 minutes and 49 seconds here in the third quarter. And this one, the second touchdown run of the night for Elijah Doherty. It comes from 2 yards out after a great punt return set them up. The Bulldogs started with first and goal from the 9 thanks to a great return from Bo Wadley. Giovanni Kabongo kicking from his own 25-yard line, so this will be returnable by the Tornadoes. It's taken from the 5-yard line, 15-yard line, taken out by Brody Bachman. Right seam 30, 35, 40 to the right numbers. He breaks a tackle, and he's trying to fight for extra yards. He does get to the 43-yard line. Tornadoes get a great run back, thanks to the penalty as well that was enforced on the kickoff, and the Tornadoes will have good field position at their own 43.
Look like we got somebody cramping up out there.
Shoot.
Even when it's cool, that can happen.
It can happen, yeah. It's not exclusive to the hot nights out there. But, yeah, that does look like a cramp with the player sitting up, and he's trying to grab that left foot out there. We do want to take this time to thank our Bulldog football sponsors, bringing you the action here on KLEM and on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. Great sponsors like Julie Hurt, Realtor at Century 21 ProLink, American Bank, the Lamar's Athletics Booster Club, OH Livermore Construction, Iowa State Bank, Advance Eye Healthcare, Easy Clean Car Wash, CNOS, Galen Catholic School, Prime Bank, Orange City Ace Hardware, Northwest Bank, Floyd Valley Healthcare, and Klein Insulation. And our score is Lamar's 42, Storm Lake 10 with 8:01 left to play. Here in quarter number 3, the Tornadoes have a chance to try and march down the field, get some points here in the second half as Josh Steffen lines up high formation, fakes the give, pitch option left side, Julian Cortez. Up the left seam, gets across the 45 to the 46. He's got 3, and the Tornadoes have 2nd and 7.
Yeah, it's such a frustrating play on the defense. They were right there to tackle one guy, and he didn't have it. Then they were right there to hit the quarterback, and he got rid of it. And then they're right there to almost get the pitch, and the guy takes it and squeaks up there for a couple yards.
Yeah, there was a lot of moving parts to that play, and all of it ends up just getting 3 yards. It feels like a play like that with all of the pitches and the fake handoffs and all of the running around. You want to get a little bit more off of it, but, hey, positive yardage is positive yardage, especially with the way the first 4 games of the year went for the Tornadoes, who trail this one 42-10 to your Bulldogs. A lot closer than the score indicates, at least in the first half of action. High formation under center snap. Handoff up the middle goes to Julian Cortez, the tailback. He gets to the 48. It's just a gain of 2, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Tornadoes.
Great job. I mean, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to hand it off up the middle, and then try to get it to the outside. Right now you have them in 3rd and medium, and they're gonna go to the air. They've been successful throwing the ball in the few times that they have done it, And so don't be surprised if they put it in the air again.
Yeah, and when they have done it, they've been successful. They're 2 for 4 passing for 67 yards and a touchdown through the air here tonight. Their only touchdown offensively has come through the air, but it was set up by some great running plays as well. 3rd and 5, fake the handoff to the fullback, pitch play on the option left side. Julian Cortez gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no further. So it'll be 4th down and 5, and the Tornadoes are going to be forced to punt this one away once again from their own 48.
And this is, punting into this wind, which – and maybe there's not as much down there. I guess we can't really tell, but it seems like every ball in the air going that way just doesn't quite take off like the other ones. So Sione may need to move up a little bit, and we'll see what happens here.
Well, hopefully you get another one of those bounces right into the chest of Bo, and he can take it up the field again. I don't know if we're going to be that fortunate again as Ramirez gets a good one away. This one cuts through the wind this time. It bounced to the 23, takes a Bulldog roll up to the 30 to the 31, and the Tornadoes will down it there. Bulldogs will start at their own 31-yard line. Yeah, I knew what you saw. Sione Fafita trying to run up there. There's a guy down on the field. Last thing you want to do is try and pick up that football.
If it bounces to him when he's standing back there, bounces in the other direction, that's one thing. But when you have to chase up to it, no. No.
Yeah, that is the definition of a play where you say, get the heck away from that football.
Yes,
Poison.
sir.
Poison's the call, right?
Poison, yep.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. Bulldogs have a chance to get us into running clock territory. They have 1st and 10 of the 31. A handoff, this one going up the middle, and it is Doherty who carries to the 35. Gain of 4 for Elijah, and it'll be 2nd down and 6.
It's great to see Elijah get going tonight. He's probably approaching 100 yards.
Close, yeah.
He's had a few different, he's had many of those over his career in the last 3 years where he's had those good nights, but he hasn't had one yet this year.
Nope.
So getting him going as we get into district play is going to be huge, and maybe another long runs in his future here, maybe even another touchdown. That'd be great to see.
That would be very good to see. Yeah, he's only averaged 43 yards a game throughout the season to this point. Kazel fakes the handoff, and he dumps it off into the flats. This is Connor Jalis across the 40, 45, 50, breaking a tackle into Tornado territory to the 35, and Jalis finally gets run out of bounds across the 35 to the 31-yard line. Connor Jalis has a big gain, and it is for 34 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, that's a nice little play. Elijah's been running well enough that when they cut back across that other side, Connor Jalis just had to make one guy miss, and then from there, again, Nolan Cass is blocking downfield, and you could see him, and he's doing a great job of blocking and keeping it legal, keeping it where it needs to be, keeping his hands in the right spot.
1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs from the Tornado 31.
Open again.
Kazel, a straight drop back, lobs it up over the middle. Sione Fafita had to make an adjustment, couldn't haul it in. Inside the 5-yard line, the incompletion will bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's the same play that was earlier. They actually stayed with him a little bit more that time, and I think Sione knows that he probably should have made that play, and I think Teagan knows he probably could have put it in a little bit better spot.
That's a play that I think if both of them had to do over again, they'd throw to the right shoulder, and Sione, if that throw isn't there, he'd make a better adjustment potentially.
Yep.
But hey, again, you can't be perfect on every play. The ball was thrown well. It was to the right guy, but just didn't quite equal 6. So 2nd and 10 now from the Tornado 31 as Kazel fakes the give. He keeps it up the middle, 30, 25, breaking a tackle, tackled from behind at the 19. A very high tackle from the Tornado defense, but Kazel gets a dozen and has a 1st down.
Yeah, and that's just what the running game does for you. It opens up things. So when Elijah's running the ball or even Connor, it was a pass, but it was so close to the line of scrimmage, it's like an extended run. When those things happen, it allows you to have more people carry the ball.
Right. Yeah, they've run the football with 4 or 5 different guys here tonight. Kazel out of the gun. He gives it on the jet sweep end around left side. Bo Wadley to the left numbers. 15-10. Gets a block to the 5 and waltzes into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. Bo Wadley had a receiving touchdown to start the second half, and this time he's in on the ground from 19 yards out, and the Bulldogs take the lead even bigger. It's 48-10 Lamar's over Storm Lake.
That second level blocking, that time it was Elijah Doherty. Those are the things that are going to make already good plays even bigger, even more important. And when you can get your other backs and your receivers blocking like that, that makes for special things. Ooh, barely got that down.
Just barely getting the point after try through the uprights is Giovanni Kabongo. Bulldogs lead 49-10 over Storm Lake. 4:30 to go here in quarter number 3. So we'll take a timeout. Be back with more Bulldog football after this break here on 1410 AM 96.9 FM KLEM.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
This is Connor Jalis, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Storm Lake and Tornado Field. Alongside Gabe Davis, I'm Daniel Versteg. Our score is Lamar's 49, Storm Lake 10. It is a 19-yard touchdown run from Bo Wadley that has the Bulldogs up by 39. Giovanni Kabonga will have the the kickoff, and I just saw a score here on Twitter that might be interesting. Bishop Heelan leads MOC Floyd Valley 7-0 at the halftime break. The Crusaders going for their first win against a top 10 opponent as Kabongos kicks into the end zone for a touchback. Yeah, with the way MOC played last week, and boy, the way that Bishop Heelan played the first 4 games, that's pretty surprising to me.
Yeah, and on the ride, on the ride over here tonight, we were talking about that a little bit, and I kind of said the only way that I think Heelan comes away with that one, just from what I've seen, and I haven't seen every game, is if Lamar's beats him twice.
Right.
And meaning that there's a little bit of hangover for MOC. And, with all that went into that game and how it came down to the last little bit, maybe there is a little bit of that.
It could be, yeah. And that's only a halftime score. Of course, there's still 24 minutes of football, and in a one-possession game, anything can happen. But an impressive showing by Coach LaFleur and the Crusaders. We'll give some MRC pride over to the Crusaders. Of course, they're not in our district, so we don't have to play them again this season. Here's the keeper left side on 1st and 10. Josh Steffen gets to the 23. Some positive yardage. We'll set up 2nd down and 7.
And now with the clock going, it looks like Lamar's has got some subs in there.
Yeah, that's good to see.
So it'll be nice to get some, a quarter and a half of some quality reps out of some of these younger guys, or some guys that maybe don't get the reps that they normally get to. And hopefully, every coach wants them to hold serve, no letdowns, no matter who's in the game.
Yeah, whether you're second, third, or freshman, it doesn't matter. You want to be able to hold your own out there. Steffen claps his hands, takes the 2nd and 7 snap. He rolls out to his right. He is knocked. He's taking his time as he throws back over the right seam to Brody Bachman, who came back to the football, made a diving try, couldn't haul it into the 40. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, and Cole Carpenter was there to put pressure on Steffen there, and just like Evan Jalis did, he just couldn't run. He didn't have that opening because that linebacker was standing in his way. And he was looking for somebody to air it out to, and receiver did the old scramble drill. If you're deep, you come back. If you're close, you go deep. And he almost had him just trying to throw back across his body. I don't know if his coaches love back across your body late. Usually most coaches don't, but when you're trying to make a play.
Yeah, at that point, you just kind of go for whatever works.
Yep.
Here's 3rd and 7. Steffen takes the low shotgun snap, drops to throw, pump fakes, keeps left sideline. He takes it to the 25, running down to the 29, and a great tackle from behind.
Jaden?
What is that? Yeah, I think that will be Jaden Nelson on the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 1, but now Josh Steffen is slow to get up. Actually, 4th and 1, I should say.
Yeah, slow to get up earlier. And
Yeah, 6-yard carry there by Steffen as he's trying to get the Tornadoes back, with some momentum here on the offensive side of the ball, and just gets tackled wrong or something like that, and he ends up down for the count here for the moment. 2:43 to go in quarter number 3. Our score, Lamar's 49, Storm Lake 10. We are under a running clock scenario, but of course the clock not running with a player down on the field. Do want to remind you that coming up tomorrow morning, we'll have another edition of the KLEM Coach's Corner. Good things, obviously, from this contest, as we'll talk with Coach Ken Vigdahl, head coach of the Bulldogs. And, good things happening at Jim Lorenzen Field. The Jays just went up 28-16 with 6 minutes left in the third as they laid Akron Westfield. So it sounds like we'll have some good things to talk about with both Coach Vigdahl and Coach Jeremy Schindler, all coming up on the Coach's Corner tomorrow morning, starting at 8:05. And then next week, we've got more sports, of course. It'll be homecoming week for the Bulldogs, as we'll have their volleyball contest against Sergeant Bluff Luton Tuesday night. We'll have that for you here on KLEM. And then Galen Catholic, they are in action up in Pauline. A big contest with South O'Brien. We'll have the coverage of that contest right here on KLEM. That'll be next week, Friday, in Week 6 of the high school football season. Josh Steffen is being helped off of the field, not putting any weight on that left leg. And, boy, what an awful thing to see here in this contest. The Tornado leader has been running the offense so well here tonight, and being helped off of the field, hardly putting any weight on that left leg. Well, you hope for the best, but the outlook, at least just looking at it right now, just doesn't look good as of right now.
And it looks like he's trying to, and he just can't put any weight on that. You hate to see that. He started as a sophomore and was successful. He was a successful quarterback. Last year had maybe a little bit more bumps in the road, and this year he's trying to lead a team that has some younger guys, and it's trying to get back in the swing of things. So it looks like he's trying to put more weight on it as he goes, and we hope for the best for him.
Here's the punt now from Daniel Ramirez on 4th and 1. Gets a line drive wobbler coming up to field and on a fair catch. That is Sione Fafita at the 49-yard line. Andrew Fafita, had that punt return, fair catch. So they 1st and 10 at midfield on the fair catch by the Dogs.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there. That was Andrew. He probably hasn't taken quite as many as Sione, so that might be a little bit of that. But, yeah, it didn't look quite as smooth as when Sione's back there.
Well, and that's why you give him some reps. Absolutely. You give him a chance to come up and field that tough punt.
Jude Doherty in at quarterback now with a couple
that's
other
good
backs.
To see too.
And it looks like an all-new shift change on the O-line, so that'll be some new bodies in there.
Trent Marino's in at running back.
Cole
Carpenter, yeah, absolutely. 2 men in the backfield. It is Marino and Carpenter with Jude Doherty, the sophomore, taking the snap in his chest, hands it off up the middle. It's Trent Marino as he gets into Tornado territory at the 45-yard line. A pickup of 5 for Trent. We'll set up 2nd down and 5.
Good tough run out of Trent right up the middle. And, anytime you get an opportunity to get in, I know Trent probably hasn't had as many carries as he would like, but with so many weapons there, it's you're behind some quality guys there. So when he gets those opportunities, he's looking to get to the end zone if he can.
Yeah, he's only touched the ball 3 times on the ground this season. So, yeah, it's great to see him carry the football there for positive yardage. 2nd and 5 from the Tornado 45. Out of the gun, it's Doherty giving it back to Marino. Up the middle, he finds some green across the 40 to the 39 and to the 38. A pickup of 7. It'll be 1st and 10.
Another good run there. And good to see Jude out there, kind of controlling. You hope that your starting quarterback can stay healthy, but we saw against East that it's a game where injuries happen, and when Teagan went down, it's tough to throw a sophomore quarterback in there that hasn't maybe had a ton of reps. So these reps are valuable for every one of these 11 guys or 15 guys that end up getting these extra reps.
1st and 10 now from the Tornado 39. 30 seconds left in the third. Bulldogs up 49-10 on Storm Lake. Doherty fakes the give. Oh, he fooled them on the option. Keeps it right seam to the 35. It's a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Cole might be saying, hey, pitch that ball to me. I think I had some opportunities, but, the young quarterback going and trying to not make any mistakes and keep a hold of the ball like we said before. You just want to make sure there's no letdown.
Well, that play will take us into quarter number 4 with our score. Lamar's 49, Storm Lake 10. We'll take a timeout and get ready to bring you quarter number 4. When we return to Tornado Field in Storm Lake, you're listening to Bulldog Football here on KLEM Lamar's.
Hi, this is Misty Zek.
This is Brock Nohava.
Hi, this is Abby Phillips.
I'm Carissa DeRocher.
This is Dave Close.
Hi, this is Austin Sitzman.
Hi, this is Jody with Exit Realty Midwest.
Exit Realty Midwest is proud to support our area athletes. Find them online at exitrealtymidwest.com.
Get a special loan rate from Northwest Bank. Take a vacation, buy a car, or consolidate debt. Use the equity in your home for what you want. Northwest Bank's home equity line of credit special of 4.99% annual percentage rate fixed for 18 months. Then variable rate thereafter. Currently 5% APR. This offer is available for a limited time to qualified borrowers. Stop in or call 800-678-4105 for details about credit costs and terms. Apply online at nw.bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Commitment you can bank on.
Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud supporters of this broadcast. Hard work and determination are vital to the success of our area athletics. The Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud to stand behind our athletes and coaches as they work toward success on the field and in the classroom.
This is Sione Fafita, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Storm Lake High School in Tornado Field alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. As the fourth quarter begins with a sack being brought down for a big loss is Jude Doherty back to the 35. And actually, that'll be no gain, so it'll be third down, and let's call it about 6 to go here for the Dogs.
Yeah, that was the same play that Teagan had kind of got loose on. Fakes the handoff and then kind of comes back against the grain there. It wasn't open for Jude quite like it was for Teagan earlier in the night.
3rd and 6, they motion John Samir into the backfield, and now Jude Doherty takes the high snap, has to run left. I don't know if that was a design keeper, but it ends up being a run to the left sideline as Doherty gets out of bounds at the 33, gain of 2, and it'll be 4th down and 4.
Yeah, in a weird spot here. You're at the 35-yard line. You know, if it were a close game, you punt.
Yeah.
You don't want to try to run anything up, but at the same
don't
time, you want to get
score.
You want to get these guys a couple reps, and you don't gain much by punting. So the experience is there, and just to try to get these guys some live reps because it just doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, well, here they go. They're going to try for it on 4th and 4 from the Storm Lake 33. High snap. Doherty bobbles it, and he's going to be sacked back at the 39-yard line. The Tornadoes make a big stop, and dropping him for a loss is Angel Zaragoza de La Paz. It's a loss of about 5 back to the 39. Tornadoes will take over after the Bulldogs turn it over on downs.
Yeah, two snaps. It looked like the same play going the other way, and really the snap was a little hot for Jude to handle, and it didn't go very well. So it looked like Samir was there coming in motion, and he's kind of shaking his head like, man, that ball was supposed to go to me both times, and both times we had a mistake there. But I'm sure they'll coach that up and get ready to go. Now the defensive guys get an opportunity to get some reps out here, which is awesome to see.
And that's exactly what you want in a scenario like this. Is dropping back to throw. It is the backup quarterback in Cameron Boyd. He rolls to his right and throws out of bounds to the Bulldogs sideline. Incomplete on the pressure. It's Keegan Kaiser. It'll be 2nd down and 10 after Boyd gets it away.
Yeah, freshman quarterback here, with Stefan going down, he's still sitting over here. And that's, even if he is able to go in a situation like this, as you still have, 4 or 5 games left in the season, you want to make sure that you have that leader if at all possible. Right. Hopefully he's okay. He hasn't moved a whole lot, so we're hoping for good things. But you get the freshman quarterback some reps, and these are valuable for him. The score doesn't matter to him. He's got to execute, and his coaches want him to execute because who knows what the outcome will be.
Absolutely, yeah. Who knows what if Josh can go next week. You want to have Cameron Boyd ready to go. He drops the throw on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's taking a shot over the left seam into double coverage. That pass is picked off at the 30. Multiple flags come out as Andrew Fafita takes the pick back to the 50. 45-40 into Tornado territory, 35-30. He'll run it all the way back, and we'll wait what the flag is as Andrew Fafita runs that interception back to the 32. But I think they'll bring this one back, and Tornadoes are going to get a 1st down off of this, I think.
Yeah, Yep, it's going to be pass interference.
Yep, yeah. I get what you mean there. It's a tough play. There were a couple of those here for the Bulldogs too that I wouldn't have wanted any pass interference on. But on a play like that, it seems like from our vantage point anyway, it looks like they end up rewarding an underthrown ball.
Yep.
And that's not what you want to do. I understand where the pass interference gets called, but that's just how it looks from me. When it happens in the NFL all the time. Underthrown ball, receiver comes back to the ball, defender doesn't let him, and it looks like you're bailing out the quarterback on an underthrown ball. It happens at all levels of football. I just don't like the way it looks personally.
And it's so hard because the officials have to determine what the guy is capable of making. And that makes it tough because there are guys that can come back and make that play. So they have to call it as square as they can, and that was the call. And now, again, Lamar's has to respond. Yes, it's 49-10. Yes, you're going to probably win the game barring some type of craziness here. But these guys need to execute, and that's what their coaches are expecting them to do. They're going to watch film, and they're going to be on film. And these are reps that, when they want to play more and they want to continue to get better, this is what they're going to look at. Did you get your drops? Did you get off the pass or off the block in the pass rush? Those types of things.
It's 2nd and 4 here as Boyd drops to throw. Pass left sideline, just overthrown of his target. That is Bachi Kiyanye, the target on the left sideline. The incompletion is going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yep, and Trent Marino was right there on the outside, and I think we had a linebacker underneath. So good coverage there, 3rd and 4. that's kind of, you don't want to say a waste down, but you can because you're in a good position. 3rd and 4 is great.
Yeah.
And so 2nd and 4 is a position where you can take a shot and maybe try to get something where they weren't expecting it.
Yeah, here we go. 3rd and 4 from the Bulldog 40-yard line. Can the Tornadoes get themselves back into a spot in which they could stop this running clock? Handoff left side. Cortez breaks a tackle. Left numbers to the 35. Gets down to the 33. They'll give them 7 and a first down for the Tornadoes.
Good tackle by Cole Carpenter there to scrape over top and got a revolving door, guys in and out. So it's really important that everybody's, doing their part when it comes to this. You have some young kids, some sophomores out there. This is fun for them, and it means something. So we got to make sure we do things the right way.
Yeah, again, like you said, when Cameron Boyd took over quarterback, it doesn't matter to him what the score is. These are valuable reps here as Boyd tries to step up in the pocket. He sheds the first tackler, but then finally goes down. He got some help there on the backside. Let's see, who made that stop? That is going to be Davis Schrader who stopped him. Help from Caleb Brewer in there.
Yeah.
And so a loss of 3, going to bring up 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, it's great seeing these young guys in there. You see them walking the halls at school with pride of wearing that jersey and doing the right thing. And they play on Mondays, and it's just not the same as playing on Friday. I don't care what anybody says.
Right, yeah. Let's leave Monday night for the professionals. It just doesn't feel right at the high school level. And here's a carry right side. Cortez gets some big green. 25-20. Breaking tackles down to the 10. All the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Big carry for Julian Cortez. It's 31 yards. It'll be 1st and goal.
Great job by Chase Peterson to continue going after that and track him down there at the 5-yard line. Cole had an opportunity there just past the line of scrimmage, and he's quick. That Cortez is quick, and he got right around him, and then he was moving those little legs, and he wanted that end zone. He's probably going to get another opportunity or two here before it's all said and done.
Yeah, I'd say he's going to get the football again. He's 5'8", 160 pounds. Boy, when he gets in the open field, he can move up and down the field. Tornadoes have 1st and goal for the Bulldog 5. They give it to Cortez around the left side, and the stop is made on the end at the 3-yard line. Looked like it was Jaden Nelson again, a gain of 2, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, I think over the next couple of years, you're gonna call Jaden's name quite a bit. He's an athletic kid. He's really quiet, but he's always around the ball, and he wants to make plays.
Well, that's the kind of guy that Coach Vigdahl wants, too, as he talks about so many times. It's the process. It's the amount of guys that make a team. It's not one guy. It's not one play or one workout or something like that. It's the whole process. It's the whole team. And a guy like Jaden Nelson, anybody out here on the field right now, Trent Marino, all these guys making it happen here for the Dogs. 2nd and goal from the 3. Rolling right is Cameron Boyd. He's trying to run to the pylon. Now he throws to the sideline for Trevor Turner, and the pass is batted away and incomplete. Good job by the Bulldogs secondary sticking with that receiver and forcing 3rd and goal.
I think that was Evan Pratt over there. Jumped it kind of like Sione did last week against MOC there right in the end zone and batted it away. Again, and one of those plays where you don't want to call it a waste down, but you have an opportunity to maybe catch them off guard because they've been running the ball so successfully. Get the young quarterback out on the edge.
So now 3rd and goal for the Tornadoes at the Bulldog 3-yard line. Storm Lake again would love to score here. They don't care what the score is right now. They want to see what Cameron Boyd can do leading the offense. He's got the Bulldogs or the Tornadoes down inside the 5. They hand it to Julian Cortez, and he gets tackled forward. He is not into the end zone yet, but they got him down to the 1. And they'll set up 4th and goal with a yard to go.
Yep, and you fully expect him to go for this. This is a confidence builder for the young quarterback, for a team that maybe has been not putting a bunch of points on the board, and Cortez has run the ball really well. This is a great test for the young defense out here. The big guys up front, making sure that they don't give up another one here. So we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, this is going to be so big if the Bulldogs can make a stop here. Some big confidence for that Lamar's 2nd or 3rd unit of defense, whoever's out there right now. 4th down and goal from the 1. Cameron Boyd in the gun. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Claps his hands, takes a snap, and there's a flag on the play. And I think
it's got to be motion.
It looks like it's motion. Yeah, dead procedure call again. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, and the Tornadoes are going to have 4th and goal back to the 6.
And and they were if you remember, before they kicked the field goal, they were second or third, and they had that penalty that put them back 5 yards, and they couldn't quite get those back. Those are the things that, drive coaches crazy, because you're so there. You're right on the edge of it, and it just – those mistakes that are totally self-inflicted, and now you kick a field goal.
Absolutely. As you pointed out, they are going to boot a field goal now. 21-yarder up the right seam for Derek Hernandez. He made a 25-yarder earlier. Cameron Boyd gets the hold, and that kick ends up in the back of the Tornado offensive line. Tornadoes down at 10, and the Bulldogs left first down at 10.
Yeah, well, I don't think he quite hit that one right. I don't know if the hold was a little bit off or whatever. It looked like it hit a guard in the back in the hind end there and never quite got up in the air, but learned a valuable lesson. We got to cover that ball so nothing goofy happens.
Exactly. That's a learning lesson there.
Absolutely.
As ugly as that play looks, say, hey, that's a live football and a block kick. Yeah, you got to make sure you pick it up. And, yeah, I would agree. I don't think the snap and the hold transfer was very good there for Storm Lake. And, well, when that all happens, it totally blows the play up in their face. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They have it at the 10-yard line. Minute 45 in a running clock scenario. Dogs can really just run down this clock here at this point. I think they only have to run about 2 plays at the moment, and they can get out of here with a win. So the Bulldogs, as they hand it off up the middle. Oh, it's Giovanni Cabango. Left numbers 15-20. Look at him go down the sideline. 25-30.
Don't call that.
They called a flag, but Cabango uses his speed. He's going to take it 90 yards for a touchdown.
That is
But
great block.
We'll keep our excitement here for the moment. This one is going to come back. But boy, Cabango showing off his speed for a 90-yard score, but it is coming back. You are right.
Unless he saw him turn him or something like that, it looked like he just was driving his feet. And that was who was out there? Levi Schnetzer out there blocking. He's seen the older guys doing it and blocking like that. You credit the effort and you don't fault that. You encourage that and you just say, hey, we just got to do it a little bit different way. Get your hands inside. But maybe it was. That's what it was because it was called because it was. So you go from there, but you learn that lesson and now you get. I bet Giovanni doesn't get the next run because he might be a little tired now.
Right. Well, and because the hold was downfield, the Bulldogs do get a gain of 6 yards, setting up the ever conventional 1st down and 4 here for the Dogs. 2 receivers on either side as Jude Daugherty takes the snap. Oh, they do give it back to Cabango around the right side. Oh, and he's got a seam again to the 20, but he's tackled down from behind to the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 8 for Giovanni Cabango on another 1st down.
He looked like he was missing some legs there. Like he didn't quite have the gas that he did on the first one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good to see Giovanni Cabango run the football. Everybody thinks of him as just a kicker or just a soccer player. No, he's extremely athletic. We saw that on the soccer pitch this season. Yeah, he's going to be one heck of an athlete no matter whether he is just a kicker or he ends up running the football a little bit. We've got Keyshawn Evans in the backfield. They might give him the last touch of the contest here. 20 seconds to go in regulation. Jude Daugherty takes the snap. Storm Lake shows a blitz, and Evans around the right side gets spun around and brought down to the 21. It's a loss of 3, but nobody really cares about all that. The time's going to run down. The Bulldogs come away with a 1-0 district record to start Class 4A district play. Our final score here tonight from Tornado Field, Storm Lake 49, Lamar's 10. Bulldogs are now 4-1, 1-0 in district action. Storm Lake falls to 0-5 and 0-1 in the district. The Bulldogs are now a win away from a winning record in Class 4A high school football. We'll take a break. When we come back, our post-game coverage from Tornado Field in Storm Lake will wrap up the contest here. You're listening to Bulldog Football. It's coming your way right here on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM Lamar's.
Hummer's Lawn Care Service will provide you with the services needed for the best-looking lawn in your neighborhood. Is it thatching, fertilizer, or simple maintaining of your freshly cut grass? Call Hummer's Lawn Care at 546-4087.
Hut, hut, hike. Hey, Don King here from the Orange City Ace Hardware. We are happy to have a huge selection of what you need to keep your home a happy one. From Eagle battery-operated power tools to paint, kitchen appliances to apparel. We are even happier to support our area athletes and their families. Orange City Ace Hardware.
Hey, Bobby Blazer, how long you been waiting in that line? Head over with me to Easy Clean Car Wash. They're going to get you in and out in no time and make that black coat of yours look like $1,000,000.
Say, thanks there, Mickey Mustang. I've been out four-wheeling and I got lots of mud and stuff in my wheel wells and other places as well.
Bobby, didn't Libby Lexus tell you that Easy Clean Car Wash will pre-spray those hard-to-reach places, give you a quick massage, and make you feel and look like a whole new truck?
So that's what Libby Lexus has been up to. You know, Mickey, she's looking fine.
Easy Clean Car Wash on 12th Street, east of Hy-Vee in Lamar.
At Arnold Motor Supply in Lamars, they understand service really does make the difference. They'll take the extra step to help you find the right part. The first time, every time. At Arnold Motor Supply, service really is the difference.
We're proud to be Arnold Motor Supply.
When it comes to service, your Lamar's Hy-Vee is number one for shopping both in-store and online. Save with the Fuel Saver Plus Perks Rewards program at Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Protect your property, your home, and your land. Contact Iowa Abstract Land and Title Company for your information to update and record for your property protection. Iowa Abstract Land and Title Company. Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor, Williams & Company, CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamar's.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and four walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
For all your construction needs, trust Wilchin Brothers Incorporated. They're a Better Business Bureau accredited business and will be there every step of the way to get your project done right. Call 546-4135.
This is John from Siouxland Glass. You're busy. Let me help with pickup and drop off of your vehicle included in your service. Call 712-540-9080 for auto glass repair and replacement.
This is Carson Ott, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back one final time here to Storm Lake High School in Tornado Field. Alongside Gabe Davis, I'm Daniel Versteg. Our post-game coverage has the Bulldogs improved to 4-1 to start the year. They also start district play with a 1-0 record. A 49-10 victory as the Bulldogs roll past Storm Lake. They put up 21 points in the third quarter. That followed up two touchdowns late in quarter number two. Bulldogs with 35 unanswered to win this contest. Let's run down the stats here for you tonight. For the Bulldogs, 363 yards of total offense, 280 on the ground, 83 through the air. For Storm Lake, they put up 228 yards of offense, 146 on the ground, and 67 through the air. For Lamar's, only one penalty tonight, and that is great to see. Storm Lake was penalized 10 times. Individual leaders on the ground, Elijah Doherty doesn't quite get to 100 yards, but still has a great game. 11 carries, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Connor Jalis ends up with 2 rushing touchdowns as well, 79 yards on the ground. Tegan Kazel, 5 carries, 47 yards. He had a touchdown, and Bo Wadley, 2 carries, 13 yards. He also had a rushing touchdown. For the Bulldogs through the air, Tegan Kazel, 4 of 6 for 83 yards and a touchdown. Receiving the football, it's Bo Wadley with a catch for 34 yards and a score. Connor Jalis had a 34-yard reception. Elijah Doherty with an 11-yard catch as well. On the defensive end for the Bulldogs, how about Evan Jalis? He had 4 tackles, a fumble recovery in the contest. Carter Jennis had 3 tackles. Let's see, sacks. We should have a sack in there for Carson Ott. He forced a fumble in there, and that was the only turnover of the night for the Bulldog defense. A strong showing. How about Storm Lake's leaders in this contest on the ground? It was Julian Cortez, 20 carries for 88 yards. Their quarterback, Josh Steffen, 14 carries, 60 yards. He threw the ball 5 times, completed 2 for 67 yards and a touchdown. And catching the football, it was Brody Bachman with a 27-yard score and a 40-yard reception for Trevor Turner. As Lamar's community wins this one 49-10 over Storm Lake, starts the district schedule 1-0. Bulldogs improved to 4-1 overall. And Gabe, a great game for the Bulldogs, but a cool thing I saw after the game, after the handshake line, Josh Steffens sitting here on the bench. Every single Bulldog came their way, made sure to give him a high five, dap him up, something like that to make sure he knows that they're thinking of him. And that's just a great showing by the Bulldogs, and it's evident of the culture that's been built here in Lamar's.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's important, and you want to win. You love being on the 49 end of this 49-10 game tonight, but when it's all said and done, someday football is going to be over, and when it is, what kind of things did you leave behind? And Coach Vigdahl has preached that from the beginning. We're going to work our tails off. We're going to compete like crazy. But when the buzzer goes off, we're going to be great people, and we're still going to do that during the game too. But yeah, that's a great show of sportsmanship. It's never anything personal when you're out here playing a physical game like this. Although sometimes it does feel like that. That's not necessarily the case. So yeah, it just goes to show what Coach Vigdahl and the rest of those coaches in the program are really building here at Lamar's. And last year was step one, and these things don't happen overnight.
Right.
Maybe at a college where you recruit people from all over the place, you can build it fast. But in a community of 10,000 people at Lamar's, you get the kids coming up, and you work with what you have. And we've got great kids. We know we have great kids in the high school. We've seen that for years, and we just needed to get the ball rolling again, and he's done a great job doing that.
How about the contest, too? I mean, things start off shaky. You give up a touchdown. It's a close game. It's 14-10. And then the Bulldogs finish off with 35 unanswered points. That had to be a really good showing, and especially with 3 of those touchdowns coming solely in quarter number 3.
Yeah, and 5 touchdowns in probably about 6 minutes,
right,
really, of game time. It was kind of crazy how that happened. As you were going through the stats, I was looking over your shoulder at those, and to have a game where total plays was only 82 is kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
To have 40 by Lamar's, I'm sure Lamar's didn't have the time of possession.
Nope.
I'm sure Storm Lake won that. So it's just kind of a weird game, and sometimes when you play a team that's been struggling a little bit, they muddy the waters, and it makes it tough. And so to fight through that adversity that you had early in the game when maybe you thought you were going to come in and it was going to be a cakewalk, they did a great job of coming out in the second half and just ending it. Really in the third quarter it was over, and giving opportunities to those other guys, and 1 quarter rest is a huge deal. Fort Dodge and
Webster City.
Yes, I was going to say West Harrison, but Webster City are playing tonight. They're going to play a 4-quarter battle, and that's going to I don't care how young you are, it hurts.
Right.
So come next week, maybe those extra lumps that they didn't take in that fourth quarter with some of those starters will pay dividends.
Yeah, boy, that's going to be such a big contest in Lamar's next week. It's homecoming. The top team in the district comes to town, Webster City. You want to have a good showing, and yeah, like you said, you don't play as full of a game with your starters here tonight. You get them the confidence they need. They have a big showing at the end of the contest. But Gabe, as good as I do, seeing Webster City from last year and seeing them make dome trips and all these kind of things throughout the year, you can't have a start to a game like you had tonight and expect to come away with anything short of a 3 or 4 possession loss to a team like Webster City.
No, and you hope that was maybe you don't want it, but you hope that was just maybe a little bit of an oversight by our young teenage boys. That looking past a little bit, thinking that maybe they were a little bit bigger than what they needed to be. So they're going to be dialed in next week. Some coaches hate homecoming because of all the festivities. I personally, when I was coaching high school, I loved it because, there's a buzz in the hallways and you see people dressed up and you see people having fun. And that's what high school sports is about. So I really hope that, they take the energy from tonight that they saw Storm Lake have on their homecoming night early. And we can parlay that into something big next week. And some might say it's an upset. I don't know if it'll be as big of an upset.
Right.
The only reason it's an upset is because we haven't done it yet. So I hope that we're on the right end of things next week, but there will be a big week of preparation before that.
Yeah, and that's it's an upset in the sense of history too. I mean, obviously Webster City's got the legacy to back them up, but I don't think it's going to be much of an upset comparatively speaking for this year's program.
Yep.
So it's going to be a big game next week at Lamar's community. Make sure you get on out. Come to the coronation, come to the pep rally, the parade that's all going on in Lamar's. We're going to have the coverage of the coronation and the parade on KLEM radio next week, Friday, so be sure to look out for that. Before we go here tonight, let's check out some scores from around Plymouth County, starting with the Hinton Blackhawks. They defeated Westwood 32-6 tonight. Rims and St. Mary's, they were able to roll their way over Fort Dodge St. Edmunds 63-0. Let's see. Some other scores. South O'Brien, they are leading MMCRU 28-7 in the fourth quarter. That game has not quite gone final. Some scores from around the district. Spencer leads Denison Schleswig. That scores 21-7 in the third quarter. Webster City's up big on Fort Dodge, 41-15 in the third quarter of that contest. And Hartley Melvin Sanborn leads Alta Aurelia 28-8 at the half. Spirit Lakes up on OAB CIG 28-7 in the fourth quarter. Woodbury Central's blowing out Lawton Bronson 35-0. If you miss any of those scores, we'll have them for you tomorrow on the KLEM website, and we'll hear it on the sports update as well. That'll do it for our broadcast here tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks to Gabe Davis for joining me on the broadcast. Thanks to Nick Gengler for providing the video feed on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. For all of us at KLEM Radio and for KLEM Sports, I'm Daniel Versteeg. Join us tomorrow morning for the KLEM Coaches Corner starting at 8:05. Ken Vigdahl will join us, so will Jeremy Schindler. Thanks for tuning in for all of us at KLEM Radio and for KLEM Sports. Daniel Versteeg saying so long. Thanks, and have a great weekend. And keep listening to KLEM Lamar's.
This is 1410 KLEM Lamar's and on 96.9 FM.
To keep me awake and alive. And all my